Let's start up. What is We can start, right? What's a PBO? PBO is business owner. So, sir, we are taking this slide specifically because it's your first time, right? So just follow us so you can understand this business. And if you have any question, please don't be shy to ask. Is that okay, sir? All right. So P1 business opportunity. So a PBO is a P1 business owner. A PBO is someone who is a partner with P1 Group to market real estate products, lands, apartments, depending on what is available. Now, that's who it's a P1 business owner. It's synonymous to the word we are used to, like an agent, but we don't call ourselves agents. We call ourselves realtors, right? Because an agent doesn't have a particular sense of ownership of the property. It's kind of detached from the property. It just shows you, give him his commission, and he walks away. But as realtors, when we are marketing a land or a property to a client, we don't say, I want to market this, give me, we don't do those things, right? What we do is we are affiliated or we are partnering with the company who has a property and we are selling for them, right? And when the deal is struck, they are obligated to give us a fixed amount, 15%. So now in our slide, the very first thing we ask ourselves, or P1 always asks us, is what is our why? What's our why? What is your why do you want to be in this business, or why are you in this business? What's your motivation? Now, happy family is one of the things listed on this slide, which is basically what this business will eventually make you achieve. Because you put money in your hand. And when you have money in your hand, sort things in your home. And that's happy family. Personal development. Now, one of the things that will benefit in this business, you are here right now, sitting on a seminar. You're going to learn a lot today, and it's absolutely free. Nobody collected any money from you, right? You didn't register specifically to get this training. It's free. Every Monday, we prepare different topics for anyone here. There is no special tickets to enter the office. That is how it is for every P1 affiliate. One of the things you learn is personal development because we teach broad topics from personal development, personal rebranding, business rebranding, motivational topics that will encourage us, sometimes spiritual, then mind shift topics that will help us change or alter the way we think, the way we approach business, all these things we learn. So one of the whys of this training of becoming a PBO is personal development. Now, another why is beautiful homes. One primary vision mission of P1 is to ensure that you have a house. So, despite the plan, despite the commission, despite the gains, the commissions you get, the ultimate registration as a PBO is for you to have a house. Home plan. That's the primary goal. Other ones, incentives and commissions are also side attractions, right? So this is the ultimate goal, having a home. P1's dream, according to the founders, is that Nigerians will have access to housing. Hello? Hello? That Nigerians will have access to what? Funny enough, this dream, this vision would not be possible without people. Is that also? That is why you are here. If you key into this, another person keys in, another person keys, another person keys, another person keys in. Immediately, one person gets a home. Like, oh, is that also? That's one of the reasons. Another reason is, of course, is cars. At P1, based on your performance in sales, you can attract car gifts. So you don't really need to buy your own car. You can have a car based on your performance. some affiliates, when you sell a certain amount, they give you a car free. Like in Pwan Sterling, if you sell up to 200 million, you can have a car. Yeah. I know it's easy to sell 200 million. I don't know. That's 4 exclusive. 4 plots of exclusive. It's 200 million. Yeah. People who there are clients whose concept is 50 million, 100 million above. If you tell them you have land, yes, we have some land, 5 million, 2 million. They'll be looking at you. That one is 2 million land too. Yeah, because 2 million land, any land that is 2 million per plot, then that land has to be somewhere very far or very remote. Any land that is close to development or close to premium location, you can't get it for 5 million. That's just the basics. All right, so then financial freedom. This is the ultimate. Every other thing rests on this actually. Financial freedom. Imagine the ability to be able to control cash, your ability to have reliable streams of income. Hello? You know, I stopped using the word multiple streams of income. I started using the word reliable. Yeah, they're not reliable at all. Not me. You can have 3 jobs, but none of them can still sustain you. There are still multiple sources of income, but they're not reliable. Real estate is reliable. It's reliable. All right. So about P1. P1 is an acronym. P1 is a short word from the word Property World African Network. P1 was established in 2012, March. P1 is a real estate marketing and information company that adopts network marketing model in real estate. For over 12 years, P1 has empowered thousands of people, families, of course, giving them a source of any legitimate income doing real estate business. In the past, real estate business is for a select few, right? You have to join the cults if you want to do real estate business in the past. But now it's like that. Now PN has broken the fence. Anybody can do real estate business. Anybody. You know the sweetest part? Student. Yeah. I know a student. His own is just gets the client. I have a client to hand over the clients to whomever. And when the deal is struck, he gets his 5%. He gets his 5%. So that student doesn't need to worry about before the graduates. Might be a millionaire. Imagine being a student and being a millionaire. Hello. If you read, it will enter. Because you're not worrying about pains. I'm telling you, we've been there once. So, P1 is positioned to groom financial heroes through the power of real estate marketing. So this is a brief about P1. Now, these are the 2 people who are the founders of P1 Group. Dr. Austin and Dr. Jane Onwumere. Now, P1 was founded by this couple in 2012 at a time where they had issues, serious challenges. That prompted that idea and that vision and that dream, right? So one lesson we can learn from this couple is that when you are down, hello, when you are down, that's someone is down. It's an opportunity and a room for vision expansion, vision clarity. When you are uncomfortable, that's when your antenna is very, very sharp in looking for solutions. Hello? Then if you have a well-developed mindset, the solution you will look for might be a long-term solution. It will It will start gradually, but it will expand. So that is what happened to them. And now all of us are vision. Awesome. Is that not awesome? It is. All right. So this is the vision. The vision is to make home ownership simple. Now, how do you achieve this vision? Create a mission statement to discover affordable lands everywhere, to make these lands known to you, and to show you how to make money to buy and build your own home or buy your own home. Very simple, straightforward. Hello? Has this mission been fulfilled? Hmm? Has it been fulfilled completely? Eh? If this vision has been fulfilled completely, then we should have another mission. Is that not so? It's still ongoing. A lot of Nigerians don't have homes. So that makes a vision strong. Hello? Hello? All right. So this is the mission. This is the vision. This is what drives the vehicle called P1 Group. Every decision, every implementation, the recruitment, the creation of affiliates is all driven by this. Make home ownership in Nigeria, to be precise, a reality. Okay. Hello. So this is the vision. This is the mission. Now, okay, I want to do something. Sometimes you ask, what's the relevance of P1 Group opening more affiliates, more affiliates, more affiliates? You want to know why? In order for the group to reach the wide Nigerian population, right? We have to develop our human capacity. Somebody say human capacity. Now, how do we do that? By creating organizations that can cater for more people. Is that also? So as P1 Group keeps expanding, creating more affiliates, more companies. Affiliates are actually companies independent of themselves, but connected to the group through bylaws and regulations, right? That is what holds the whole PBO together. Now, we have only been able to cover a few states in Nigeria. And we have recently launched P1 Group across the world, international. So in order for us to expand, we need to grow. And in growing, we need to create more companies. As you create more companies, more MDs, more EDs coming, you understand? So that is how that's what makes this vision alive. So we have our core values. So these are the core values. These are the values that we hold on to when we are operating as PBOs. Our PBOs need to be accountable. We need to be responsible. We need to develop integrity. We all witnessed what happened recently, right? The P1 saga on the internet. Yeah. We all experienced that also. Now, has it not died down? Hmm? Hmm? The guy was pushing, but now he has stopped pushing. No. Do you know why? Do you know why he died? This is the reason. Yeah. Even if there will always be issues with real estate, right? There will always be issues. One in 10 transactions, you will have a company buying a property will have an issue. The company will try to resolve the issue. Meanwhile, clients have already bought into the properties. And also, now, what makes the company strong underneath is integrity. meet your client. This is what's going on, right? We're sorry, this happened, this happened, this happened. Be open, be clear. Now, we're not denying the fact that we have location issues. No, who is denying that? But trying to use that to, shake the company and to call it fraudulent and scam, that's where the problem now is, right? So, but you see, this is what holds P1, integrity. Hello? So as PBOs, we always encourage that be accountable to your client. You're not an agent. You're a realtor. You are part owner of the company. Like you have a stake. So your feet has to be on the ground. You don't introduce a property to someone, and when the person has opted in and is paying partly or has fully paid, then you just walk. Your client has not gotten his documentation, has not seen the land. Your client is not, you just leave the client alone. No, that's not what we hear. Responsibility, you have to take the job serious. Integrity, you have to be truthful to the details you share, which means you yourself have to have enough information. Hello? Like I discussed with you about Hamilton, right? It has not been developed, right? No clearing yet. So even if the client wants to see it, you might not want the client to see it because it has not been cleared. But if the client doesn't want to see it, tell the client it has not been cleared. And that's why the price is like this. There's no need of painting. You have a property. The property will be bush first before you clear it. And also, and the reason for it not being cleared is also very coastal road. Everything in that area on pause. The government proposes that there's going to be a road near your property. You know how government things work. If you start selling and start developing, what if the road passes your estate? So everybody waited. That road entered a major company. Entered it. I forgot the name of it. Crossed it. So what will the company do? And a very popular company, what will the company do? They will sold to clients. They will just explain to the clients, appeal to them, and move them to another property. Or, I think so, but I am not sure, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So, don't worry, we are live, so let's leave that one first. All right, so then service. This service is very important as a PBO. Your service is to your clients. Then excellence. Excellence. All right, so these are the core values. Now, P1 Group is the first real estate network marketing company in the world. It's not the first real estate in the world company, but it's the first real estate network marketing company, because P1 Group, we adopt network marketing. We bring in people, all walks of life. You don't need to go and pass a special exam to become a realtor. That's how we, because it's like marriage. It's when you marry, you now begin to learn. All right, so the brand started as P1 Homes. This is the first company in P1 Group with expansion in mind. In 2015, P1 Homes gave birth to another company called P1 Edge. That's when it started. This emerged as the first affiliate under the brand. So this is the first company, P1 Group. This is the first company, P1 Homes. They now created a new company, P1 Edge. Now, in 2016, 2017, other affiliates were birthed. This became the beginning of the P1 Group. It started at P1 Homes. Then they created another company, P1 Edge. So the idea of the expansion now became, the picture now became clear. And what's the clarity? When they now created other affiliates, that's when they now registered as a what? Group. Group is a group of companies, and also. So today we have more than 60, not 40. We have more than 60 affiliates operating under the umbrella of P1 Group. This becomes possible as we consistently follow our vision. The vision. Welcome, sir. All right. Now look at all the P1 Group's affiliates. Sir, look at P1 Edge, P1 Plus, P1 Lekki, P1 Stars, P1 Max, Pwan Sterling, Zenith, Gold, Horizon, Sky, Unique, Extreme, Eminent, Paradise, and so on and so forth. This is just some of them. This has not been updated lately. This is just some of them. Okay. So the network aspect of P1 Group is through the adoption of the 5x5 matrix. Now, some of us are familiar with this thing, this group, this structure. This new structure is not uniquely owned by people, just adopted this method. Sir, you know those days, those companies that sell drugs. No, I don't want to mention, those companies that sell drugs. They tell you come and register, they'll give you products, you sell, you bring other people. It's like this. But in our own case, we don't sell drugs. What do we sell? Land, real estate. Yes, land and building, real estate. That's what we sell. So which means the return is higher. Is that not so? So in P1, the 5 matrix, if you are this, okay, no. This is Mr. Philemon, the man that brought you. So you is probably one of these men here. So because he brought you, if he brings 5 people, he becomes a what? Assistant manager. So you now have the responsibility to bring others. This process is what we refer in P1 Group as recruitment. Recruitment. So in this setup, each participant can directly recruit or enroll up to 5 people. These 5 recruits form the first level of their matrix. Each of these 5 recruits can in turn recruit 5 people, forming second level, third level, and so on and so forth. Now, this is the system where participants earn commission. So if you as a PBO, you have your own commission, people under you, the first 5 under you, if they make sales, you get what we call indirect commission from them. So just simply saying, help me blow that guy. All right. So now, if among your first 5, if other people under you make sales, you have first indirect commission. So in essence, like for you now, man, apart from commissions from direct sales, if you have friends that have hot heads, there are some friends that you have, they can sell anything. Just tell them this thing. If you sell this thing 10 million, you get 1 million. You say, Wait. How do we get the clients? Even you said you like, did you talk to that person? Say, forget that thing. If you have such people, if you recruit such people under your link, you will not be selling, you'll just be making money. That's the power of recruitment. Some people in P1, they don't sell. But they have this, should I use the word grace? Or they have this, Mr. Justice, which word will I use? Is it grace? I don't want to abuse the word grace. Skill, they have the skill of knowing people who can sell and recruiting them. And they're just making millions out of that. They don't sell, but they have a team. When there's a new product, they call their team, new product from they will ginger them. And of course, when your team, almost all of them have sold and tested money, it's only once you will call. There's a hot property in the market. Hot. So just call their contacts. So that's the power of recruitment. So that's one way you can also benefit from being a member of P1 Group. So, okay, evolution of P1 business model. Let's see. This is a long read. As a pioneer in the real estate industry, following the vision of helping you make homeownership dream a reality, P1 Group designed this program for her members to begin their journey towards owning their own property by subscribing. Now, that is what I mentioned at first, that the monthly, when you register, there is a monthly payment you make. That monthly payment can last for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, depending on the level of payment. And it's towards owning your own land. When you complete the payments, you have the privilege of picking any land anywhere in the country. They will give you options, right? So you're not restricted to Lagos. Yes, for like yours now, how much did you pay? So every month you're supposed to pay 20,000 for the year. No, consistently for 5 years. Now you see, I usually advise people that because it's monthly, don't monthly. Hello, you can pay it cumulatively. And you don't need to pay for that subscription from your own money. If you sell a property, a percentage to go for the land. Is that not so? That way you don't feel the pinch. Abi, you sell for 5 million property. What's your commission as 15%? 1%, 10% of 5 million is 500,000, Abi. So let's say 750, or let's say 700. You now get 700 commission. What do you do? For us that are Christians, you pay your tithe, obviously. Aside that, what do? You say, okay, let me pay for 3 months on the plan. Abi, 20, 40, 60. It's 700 for God's sake. Let me pay 1 year. Let me pay 100,000. You pay for 5 months. The remaining 600, you now sort yourself. Will you feel it? You will feel it because it was not from your pocket. It was from a commission. Yeah. And the commissions we earn as PBO is not like when you work for 1 month after stressing yourself, you now receive salary. No. Sometimes it takes time to groom, culture a client and other, but you see, once your foot is now on the ground and you are well structured, like trainer that's going to teach us today, it now becomes very, very easy for you to enter clients, cultivate them, because you've succeeded on one. Hello? Yeah, you succeeded in one. Sorry, I'm going to make this reference. I don't think it's inappropriate, but if it's going to offend anybody, please, apologies ahead. Now, when we were young, I was in the class of men who are very shy, right? Then, right? So they gave us an advice. He said, one person, you break the shell. Just talk to a lady. One. That's all. As a PBU, just talk to one client. Hello? You know, some of us that are starting, we have this, how can I approach? Last week, there was a discussion last week, and also about, men, women, that dynamics. There's always this friction when it comes to clients. There's always too much expectation. What should I do? What should I not do? All those things. Once you do one complete, you shrug it off. You continue. So let's go back to our slide. So this is where was I? Okay, so that's the plan. So you can service your ownership plan from your commissions. In fact, you should. You can start immediately. At now, 20,000 is already for the first month. Yeah, that's 75,000. 50,000 is for the subscription. 20,000 is for the plan. Yeah. Yeah, to start next month, now continue. Yeah. So if you have not paid for several months, you can pay backward and things like that. So, but for your, it doesn't mean if you are owing on the subscription, it's just on you, right? But what you shouldn't owe is your yearly subscription, because if you own your yearly subscription, you will stop receiving commissions. So if you owe in your yearly subscription, you will stop receiving commissions. Every property you sell, we submit your name to the group. The group will vet. Okay, this person is still active. Pay him or pay her. So if in 1 year you don't renew, your status will show inactive. Won't pay you. Yeah. They don't have control over your money. It is who receives the commission. But you see, if you are inactive, you won't even get the commission. If you are inactive, you won't get the commission. So avoid being inactive. If for those periods where you are unable to sell that property, no. Like I said, there are some people who don't sell properties, they only recruit. Their recruits sell. What makes you active is not selling properties, is that you have renewed your subscription. Whether you sell or not is on you now. If you don't sell, if you don't recruit, you're not making money. So why did you even subscribe in the first place? Why are you in the P1 group in the first place? Is access to your commissions.
Just like you rent a shop.
I rent a shop every year now. You pay your rent. Yes. Sorry, sir. Yeah. You have not renewed your. After 1 year. After 1 year. Okay. Until you are expired, yes. Yeah. Yes. Inactive, yes. Yeah. The affiliates for not paying them.
Once you sell, you should take part of that money.
No. No. You can't do it. It's not part of the plan because P1 group does not have access to your money. It is the affiliate that pays you your money. The affiliate who pays you your money does not have access to your PBO record to manipulate it. You see it now? So no, you can go to them, but you should know your portal. The day you registered, that is the day it will expire the next year. So if you register, for example, if you register today is 24th, 25, right? If you register today, August 2025, when your subscription will expire is August 2024, 24th August 2026. So when you start making sales, right, you start getting commission. You start making sales, you start getting commission. You know that your renewal fee is 50,000. Is that not so? Now, nothing stops you from actually renewing. Mr. Justin, you can renew ahead, right? Okay, yeah, it's due. So the dashboard has wallets. You can add the 50,000 in your wallet so that you won't touch it. He said, no, how is another lesson entirely, right? But you can add, it's like, you understand? You want data, phone, but you have some money now that just came in and you want to buy data, but you don't want to buy the data outright. You want to wait until the one you bought expires. What do? You recharge your line. Is that also? So your line already has the card for the data. So when the data expires, you simply use code and buy another data from your credits. Because once you bought recharge card, you won't be able to spend the money again. Is that also? But if the money is still money in your account, it will go another way. So that's, I think, that is a lesson on its own. But you should know that in your portal, they have wallets. You can credit your wallet and put that subscription fee there. So when that year comes, you just renew and with the money on your wallet. Easy peasy, right? Now, if you do your own investments, if you as a PBO invest in buy to sell, you will get your remote returns after 1 year, but you won't get the commission because you are not active. So the key point is to understand that you have to be what? Constantly what? Active. Hello? All right, so let's quickly wrap this up so I can call her. All right, so P1 Business Owner Program, okay, this is about the program. So we're going to share this. Please, I hope everyone wrote their WhatsApp number on the list there, right? Your WhatsApp number is there. So it's our practice in Pwan Sterling to always send from time to time the slide so that you can understand and read it yourself. All right, so this is the package. So look at it. There's the package. It's free. Registration is free. Hello? Please, can you get a fan on that point so that we can? No, for the PBO office, I think. Registration is free, right? You can come in free. But when you want to earn commission, you have to subscribe to at least this. This will give you 10% commission. This also is recommended to start with this. Do you know why? Is it? It's here to here. Ah. Okay, what's the reason? I get here. So what's the reason for this? Your 15% and what again? And start your home ownership immediately. Right? Hello? Is 75. Is 20,000 on top. The 50,000 is your yearly subscription. The 20,000 on top is what you pay monthly. That's for the home ownership. In 5 years, yes, you have a land free for yourself. So you don't know. So like I explained before, like I explained to them before, the method or the wisdom behind payment is to be serious in this business and your commissions, and from your commission, always pay your monthlies. That's the wisdom in it, so that there will be no pressure. Hello? The plan is not for you to be working elsewhere and be paying the 20,000 every month. No. The plan is to be making the money from sales and be servicing your home ownership. Right? It's like a mortgage plan, a pre-mortgage plan. So now, the reason for this, now you see the script. Now, the reason why this is here is so that you can enter and you can actually earn 10%. That 10% you earn will give you the energy to subscribe 75. So the idea is that you don't need to use your money to subscribe. Enter, sell, get your 10% and subscribe. You can easily get 100,000. What amount will you sell to get 100,000 10%? 1 million now. And all the lands I can see, the flyers, 2 million. And also, if you get a client to pay straight up 1.5 or straight up 2 million, you get 100 and something thousand. Straight, just pay it. No stress. Of course, it means you have to be a very, very disciplined person financially, because if you have been struggling with money and you suddenly get 150,000, can you have the mind to remove 75,000 and put here? You just got the money. It's not as if you struggle too much for it, right? But can you still have the mind to release it for your own benefit? You see, that's but the money has not been there all this while, right? What do we call it? We call it delayed gratification. And also, all right. So this is the plan. All right. 12 ways to earn as a PVO. So this is where it clearly stated. You can earn direct recruitment bonus by recruiting people. Anybody you recruit, you get this sum, between this sum and this sum. Indirect recruitment. If the person you recruits someone, you still get a bonus. That's indirect. Referral bonus. If you refer someone to buy a property, sorry, renewal bonus. Anytime you renew your subscription, you get between 800 to 12,000. Then indirect renewal bonus. Anytime any of your downline, success line renews, you get between 400 to 6,000. Then number 5, direct sales commission. This is between 10 to 50. Indirect sales. If someone you recruited makes sales, you get up to 5% commission. Then we have buy to sell. Now, buy to sell has changed, right? They have a lot of new. So I don't know if we will have a session for that to really expand that. But buy to sell training is responsibility of training on buy to sell is buy to sell groups. That also Mr. Justin. They're the ones responsible to train. So there's a group. Every Sunday there's a slide. They meet every Sunday. Is that also online or something like that? So you can make inquiries and get trained. You can really make serious money buy to sell. Is it about buy to sell? It's a special offer, abi? Special offer. They can't catch us. No. You see, I've always said here that what happened, you see, there is nothing like negative press. Hello? If you know how the game works, if you know how marketing works, if you know how human psychology works, you can turn any negative publicity to your advantage. You can. Any negative propaganda, you can turn it to your advantage if you know how to apply it. Hello? For example, let me give you an instance. This is very classic, and many people don't know. In the Bible, when they asked Jesus, do you pay royalties to Caesar? Hello? At that point, they have gotten the guy. Let us know what you're going to answer. That kind of question is a lose-lose question. But what was his answer? He said, someone should give me money. They brought money. He said, whose name and face is in this money? He said, Caesar. So give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Then give to God what belongs to God. They asked him a question to trap him. Then he used the rope to tie them. So that's what happened. So now we have repackaged, right? See, now everybody now knows about it. Is that also? Both critics, both negative, everybody now knows. Now, if in a group of friends, somebody now decides to try to, let me see, this thing, show this thing, let's say legit too. They were against it too. He now tries it. Just put 2 million. 1 year, he now gets, he will go to that committee of friends, Omo, this is legit too. It didn't work. How? So you did this thing in silence, you didn't tell us, I wanted to try it now and see, and it worked. Those friends that are critics, 2 of them would say, okay, let's try it. They do 2 million, okay, let's do 4 million. Or let's do 10 million. Some people have money to spare, 10 million. After 1 year, they get 12 or 15 million. Say, we'll not do again. Now, here it did. The same people who like say, so that thing they were saying, then why is that guy now saying all those things as in? So a profit of how much? No, 3. Oh. Okay, it was in promo. Okay. Why she no go do? Which business you will put 8 million, it will give you a profit of extra. Even Forex. So it's, you know, okay. Yeah, just briefly. So we'll wrap up and then call our. Okay, so sir, that's how it is. So we're going to wrap up. So these are pictures of programs, trips based on, this is a trip to Egypt. Now, some of these trips, what happens in these trips is this. If the group will announce promo, if you can recruit so number of people and they are all registered, you win a trip to Dubai or to Egypt, and all you need to do is to make sure your passport is ready, your international passport. That's all. The trip, the payment for the trip, everything. Now, no, I say it depends. It depends on the affiliate that is announcing promo. Like for us now at Pwan Sterling, if you sell up to 200 million, you have the option of getting a car. You have the option of a trip in Zanzibar, all expense, right? Hello. So you travel out, spend 1 week, come back. As you travel out, you have pocket money for still. Is that also? I can start say, okay, no, I want a car. We'll give you a car, brand new car. I know if in Pwan Sterling, anything we give you is original, authentic, tear rubber. All right. So Dubai trip 2022, Eagle Summit 2023, Ghana trip 2024. These are ambassadors who won money, who won cars. Look at them. These are evidences. Superstar ambassador. Okay. Okay. So, superstar elite. Now, every year we have conventions, right? Hello. There's this concept we called every year as a PBO, you record all your sales, gather it together. You get, depending if you meet the target, I think we'll take out one day to explain it properly. There's a word, the statement they use, annual performance bonus. Your performance, they will check your performance. If you qualify based on your sales for that year, you get between 1.5, 2.5. So it depends on the percentage based on your money, based on your performance, right? Hello? Now, if assuming P1 over that year got, let's just say 10 billion as profit, and you are entitled to 1%, what's 1% of 10 billion? Eh? 10 million. 1% of 10 billion is what? 10 million. Yes. 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 That's what I'm saying. So your accumulative sales must be minimum of 30 and above. See it now. 30 million, Abi. 30 million. That is, if you say one exquisite, you have covered it now. So if it's only one, it won't work. Hi. That's the cheat code. This woman is sharp. He's sharp. Yeah, you have to be committed, not only just to one, right? So At this point, we will, I don't know, entertain maybe 2-3 questions, then we'll move over to our training of the day. All right.
This current attack on P1, is an online attack. Last Saturday, I was somewhere down there at the boy for there. The lady I saw, she's a marketer. I called her. I said, I want to recruit you to join my company. He said, which company? I said, P1. Can you imagine? I told her, what is the reason? He says, I said, let me ask you a question. Is every information online correct? He said, no. I said, these are job of envious witchcraft, envious enemies. Finish, envy. So I spoke to her. She said, okay, she will think about it. What I'm saying is this. I don't see much online appearance to defend this issue. They should make it a law that each athlete should be talking. Since an online attack, this person, I don't know her before, but I saw the way she was doing. So this is just my suggestion of what I observed. There should be more online effect, publicity to show, to counter them. Yes. I'm going to write something myself also. I'm drafting it. I put it on my Facebook. They're not, it's not visible.
All right, so valid, right? Okay. So it's valid, right? Yeah. A whole lot. They can serious. Augustine, Dr. No, not Augustine, P1 plus. Yes. Dr. Julius too did some. Now, yeah. After. It's been done like. All right. One house. So one house. Oh, sorry, hold on. I think after the training we can do that. But what I want to say is this. Now, one thing we should bear in mind that is it will eventually work. The way negative publicity spreads is different from the way public publicity spreads, right? And when there's negative publicity on the internet, if you are trying to restore the confidence of the internet community, the way the response will spread is different. It will not saturate like the negative, right? That has become that's studies have shown that psychology exists on the internet, right? So as PBOs, how do we mitigate this? Persistence and results. When you have a hook, we have a client who can make sales. That client should now be a point to restore the confidence of the community. For example, recently we sent emails to our clients, reassuring them, one. Then the recent documentation we did, our MD did a video, we posted it, documentations are ready. I saw some affiliates doing allocations, and interviewing the clients right there. Please tell us. Some of the clients will call their names, their producers. So I bought from P1 this, got my allocation, my land is here. you know, most of them will say, we acknowledge the fact that this is spreading, but you see, as you can see, I got my land, right? You can verify me. So if you have a client who can, yeah, okay, it's not kind of person, yeah. Wow, bunch of people. Oh yeah, class, yeah, yeah. What happened? Okay, so you wanted to make a contribution, eh? You wanted to make a contribution, eh? The challenge was the P1 brand, this name. Some affiliates had an issue with allocation, delayed allocation, land movement. Like when you get a land and you have a problem with the land, you have to relocate people. Now that's what's caused. Then some clients, some PBOs who transacted with clients after they collected the money, paid, they got their commission. Vamos. So the client is like, what's going on? Yes, no communication, no land documentation. So suddenly, when I hear about people, it's not this P1 that I bought land in 2 years ago. I know the allocation. This is it. Not now. Investigations prove that okay, we sent you emails. They went to check the emails were there. You didn't check. Clients didn't check email. PBO is nowhere to be found. So that's enough. That the person now took it an advantage. And what's the catch? The catch was P1 real estate company selling receipts instead of land, right? Because there's no allocation. He has gathered clients, LOAs, different contracts of sales of clients who have not gotten any allocation, right? So he had grounds, but you see, the thing is, it was not substantial. Because in law, there's what they call substantial evidence. Not taking something and just cooking something. No, we have to be substantial. What resulted in those people not allocated? What is the reason? He didn't tell us the reason. He just went. So that initial blow had effect on any brand called P1. Because if you want to copy one Sterling, you must mention P1. I want to mention P1, right? Now people now know that P1 is a group consisting of different companies bearing the same name, P1 something. So if you want to deal with P1, ask yourself, which P1 are you dealing with? Because you're not actually dealing with the group, you're dealing with a company. Assuming we have different names, not connected to the name, it would have been different, right? Aha. It's like an estate having power source from one transformer. You go and cut the line of the transformer. What will happen to the estate? But the houses that have solar, they will have lights. The houses that don't have solar will not have lights. But does that estate have lights? No. Because why? The transformer is bad. Something like that. All right, so let's you can ask questions on the group. Any questions, you can throw your contributions on the group. That is where communication should also continue, right? Very, very important. All right, so if you have any question, you can write it down concerning this. After the training, we will treat it. So it is my honor at this point to welcome facilitator for the day. He's no other person, you can see him on the screen, than Mr. Odinaka Justin. Please, can you put your hands together as we welcome him? Down your hand, down your hand, down your hand, down your hand, down your hand. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Okay. All right. So this was. Let me first say this regarding the issue. So this is one thing I've been telling people. What is happening right now is a case. It is going to pass. And one of the major things about what is happening right now is I believe these are the seasons where new champions are going to be created in the P1 ecosystem.
So it's a two-way something. You cannot build any company without challenge. That's the honest. You cannot build any company without challenge. You're always going to have challenge. The issue is, how do you resolve it? How do you work towards resolving it? And for people that have been following, you have heard Mama Africa said over time that most of these issues we're working on resolving it within 2 years. And I think she said that at the beginning of this year, even before this whole issue started. She already highlighted some of them and said we are working on resolving some of this. So I'm very confident that most of these issues, if not all of them, will be completely resolved. And just to give you an example, oftentimes some of these things are just miscommunication. So I was browsing Instagram last week, and it was P1 Plus page, and the client someone made a comment there and said, P1 Plus refund, allocate us our land and all of that. So I responded to that comment and said, sorry, Mark, can you please share more details on this particular property you're talking about? Then she sent me, now, I'm not the one that made the sale. I don't know the person that made the sale. This was 2018, 2019. Then she sent me the details. And when she sent me she sent me her husband number and said, chat my husband. He's the one that made the purchase. Now, on chatting the husband, the man only paid for land, did not pay for any documentation, and has not followed up. He said he only went to the office one time, I think last year or last 2 years. And then they took him to the estate. But now he's saying he's ready to build. He needs to know. So a lot of times it's mostly just communication issue. So immediately I said, okay. Since that's the case, you know what? Today is a Saturday. Give me this week Monday. I'm going to follow up and I'm going to try and help you resolve. And I've already forwarded it to the appropriate department and they're already handling it to give a feedback. So that's just on the side. To understand that what is happening right now is a two-way something. You either choose to be among the naysayers or you choose to be among those that will come out victorious, because I know that the whole P1 group and their whole ecosystem is going to come out victorious. Yes. Okay. So today's training is very interesting. And the reason I say it's interesting is I came to training last week, and I don't know, for some of you here, MD was giving the training, and then after the training, I was just sitting down and decided to come and collect consent. But anyway, that's now this, they said I should come and collect incentive, and I was just like, and then after that, we had a meeting, and she was like, how do you get clients? That was the question she asked me that led to this particular training. And I told her that for me, I don't know for other people. I have not shared a flyer before. I've been in this business for about 3 years. So I've not, like, a physical flyer. That's why I don't even collect physical flyers, because most of them, when I collect this, just stay at home. And right, I told her I've never shared a physical flyer before. She was like, okay, so how do you get clients? And I told her that for me, all of my clients so far, almost all of my clients, let me use that word, has been from online. And to give you a backstory, I joined P1 in 2022. And before I joined P1, I used to be in the digital marketing space. So I used to be a digital marketer. I used to sell digital products, ebooks, online courses, and so on and so forth. And I was doing quite well. Now, how I joined P1 was one of the people on my team then that I was coaching on digital training kept telling me that, okay, you have skill, come and do real estate. Come and do real estate. You're going to make money. You're going to make more money than what you're even seeing right now. And at first, I kept dragging for months until one day she said they're having a mass inspection. So there was a vehicle in the center that was first tagged then. She said, just come and join us. You don't have to be a part, just come and join us and come and see the property. So that day I came, we went from first tag, there was a lot of buses. We went to Shongutedo. It was actually Shongutedo. And the property then, when I got to the property, I heard the property was 13.9 million. And before that property, we went to some other properties we stopped at some other projects, some building projects that was ongoing. That's P1 building project that was ongoing. And while we were going on, conversation was happening in the vehicle. As a matter of fact, inside of that bus, as we were happening, this was 2022, someone closed a buy to sell of 100 million inside of that bus. So I now said 100 million. I checked where I'm coming from and where I am, and I realized I did the calculation in my head for commission. I think commission was 7.5% now. That's 2022. I think 7.5% or 10%. I did the commission. I said, this person is going on with 7.5 million. Do you know how long it will take me to make 7.5 million selling the digital courses and all? And so after that, we went for the training. Then we went for the inspection. After the inspection, I told them, I said, you have been calling me before to come and join. You will not call me again. Just wait. I will call you when I'm ready to register. And I did that after like a few weeks. So what I'm sharing here is one way to succeed in the P1 ecosystem. right? One way to succeed. Now, there are some people that they have made millions from this business. They have made sales worth into billions. They have not done online adverts. So what I'm telling you, I'm not telling you something that is, if you don't do it, you will not succeed. No, I'm just giving you one way. And this is a way that has worked for me, that has given me results. It might not be something you can do, because you're going to see why in these 7 secrets I'm going to share. But I want you to understand that this is just one way, because there's something one of my mentors used to tell me. He says, if you're trying to arrive at a destination, oftentimes there's multiple ways to get to that destination. So if I'm trying to arrive at the number 10, I can do 5 plus 5 is 10. Right? I can also do 6 plus 4 is 10. I can also do 7 plus 3 is 10. I can also do 8 plus 2 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. We still arrive at the same result. But how we get there is different. So in this training, I'm just going to be sharing, it's not really going to be practical, because I believe before we enter the practical, I have to help you understand the underlying background. And I'll be sharing the 7 secrets of social media adverts. And I want you to just follow me. I'm going to be sharing some stories as already shared the story of how I came into the P1 ecosystem, so you understand. All right, so our training is 7 secrets for selling with social media adverts. And when I say social media adverts, we're talking Facebook, we're talking Instagram, we're talking TikTok. WhatsApp really isn't a social media platform. WhatsApp is more of a messaging platform, because you can't meet new people on WhatsApp unless you already have their number or they have your number. Social media, we are focusing more on the ones that allow you to connect with people outside of your circle. You can also connect with people on WhatsApp, but it's not in that scale. Maybe if you have both of you are in the same group, you can reach out to them. But there has to be something that had already connected you people together. On Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, you can meet new people you have not met before in your life, people you don't know. So that's what I mean when I say social media. We're talking about those social platforms that allow you to connect with people you don't know. All right. Now, before we proceed, here's why social media as a real talk. Now, according to a 2024 report, there's over 36.5 million Nigerians who use social media. 36.5 million Nigerians. I think as of our last census, we are over 200, and that is even including children and the rest, people under 18. So there are about 36.5 million Nigerians. So this means that there's almost nothing you want to sell that you cannot find a buyer for online. In this day and time, there's almost nothing, because whoever that buyer is, there's a high chance they're on one of the social media platforms. In their day-to-day life, it might be on Facebook, it might be on Instagram, because you have to understand that each of these platforms have a different category of audience. Most people are not usually on all of them. Some people focus more on Facebook. For instance, if you talk more elderly people, you can find them on Facebook that you can do on Instagram, in most cases, for most elderly people, right? So this means you have access to thousands of prospects, thousands of people that don't know you, thousands of people that you can reach to and that can buy what you're selling. But there's a big but at the end. It says success. Please, can we read that last point? Consistency, strategy, and patience. And this is majorly the reasons why I feel I have to first give you, maybe we might have a practical session, but I have to first give you this underlying principle so you understand and you will see if it's something that it is for you. Because I've had a lot of PBOs come to meet me from time to time when they hear, oh, you sell through adverts. Can you help me run an advert and all of these things? And then sometimes when I see even my team members, they come and say, I say, okay, if you're going to run adverts, here are some 13 things I will recommend you put into place. Now, when some of them see those things, they'll now realize that, no, I can't run this advert now. I'm going to be running through some of that so you see it. Now, the first secret is adverts are not a shortcut to success. They are not a shortcut to success. Yes, adverts work, but they are not a shortcut to success. And the first subpoint there says ads will advert. When I say ads, it means adverts. Ads won't replace relationship or consistency. Ads won't replace relationship or consistency. See, you have to understand that if someone is going to buy anything from you, they are first buying you before they are buying what you're selling. So at any point in time, if someone is buying anything from you, except then we can say that an exception is, except when you are selling maybe something like even maybe like already packaged foods and all those kind of things. So for instance, if you're buying gala in traffic, you're not necessarily buying the person, it's the gala that the person is selling. However, if that person is selling like freshly cooked food and that person is looking sexy and very well on tape, there's a high chance you will not buy from that place, because you will not feel that this person is, you don't even, if the person is looking like this, you can't tell the state of the food in question that the person is. So think long term, not quick wins. Think long term, not quick wins. And I'm going to be sharing why so you understand why I'm starting with all of this. I believe the slide will be sent to the group. So in case if you're in the group, the slide will be sent there. Now, secret number 2 is build a strong first impression. So adverts cost money to run, which I'm going to be explaining further along the line. But before that advert even goes out and people see it, you have to build what I call a strong first impression. Remember, if you're someone that goes out to prospects physically, MD said something in the training last week. She said that there are some cases where she would leave her house and then she knows based on what she's wearing that even if she sees a former president, she's not going to approach him at that point because of how she's dressed. Just to make sure that she actually creates a good first impression. So because of the way she's dressed, there are some people that she might see that she's supposed to talk to, but because of how she's looking at that point, she won't talk to them. That's the power of the first impression, because oftentimes the way you approach someone first is the way they remember you over time in a long period of time. It's very difficult to change. It's not that you can't change it, but it's very difficult to change it. And building a strong first impression starts with being intentional with what you post on your page. If you are selling real estate and you run an advert, and for those who don't know what an advert is, I believe, is anybody here on Facebook or Instagram? I believe everyone here uses Facebook, Instagram, one of those social media. So you have been browsing before and you see things like sponsored. You see a post that they say sponsored. So you necessarily don't know the person, right? But you can see that person post because it's sponsored. Now, what that means is that person is paying the platform that you saw that person on to see that advert. That's what we call paid adverts. The person is paying the platform. So, having a strong first impression starts with being intentional with what you post on your page. If I want to run an advert on real estate, it is only proper that my page already has content that talks about real estate. It is only proper that when they come to my page, they are not saying I posted supplements, for instance. I posted that I am into catering. So it is only proper that because, okay, and I'll say this on the side, when we talk about pages, you can have multiple pages on every of these social media platforms. You are not limited to one. So even if you have multiple businesses, you can use multiple pages for those businesses. So maybe, for instance, you are into catering, you can have a separate page for your catering business. And you can have a separate page for your real estate business. So you have to be intentional. Because remember, what we are saying here is first impression. See, there are some people that if they are trying to sell exquisite, that is 50 million a plot, and you go through their page, and let's assume they are running an advert for it. If you go, the chances of people contacting them, even if they spend millions on adverts, are going to be very slim. And the reason for that is when you go to their page, there's nothing about this person that comes or this brand, because it might not be a person, it might be a brand. So you can be running it as a brand. For instance, if you go and check me out, I don't think I have any of my social media, and I don't think I have any social media platform. When I run adverts under my brand name in the P1 ecosystem. So if you go and check some of those people's pages, there's nothing on their page that even gives you confidence that, okay, this person is selling real estate. And it's like they know what they are doing. Before you now even say, okay, let me contact them. Let me call them. So you have to be intentional. If you are going to run a real estate advert, you have to know that, okay, that page you're going to use, it has to reflect real estate content. It has to reflect certain part of your life. Let it not reflect when you are drinking Gary. You are trying to sell. Even though you like Gary, that's fine. And nobody's saying, even though you like it, but you have to be intentional with what you put out there, because you know that when people see your adverts or when people stumble on your page, they are going to judge you based on the few set of things they can see. So you have to be very intentional so you build a strong first impression. And like I said, even when you run paid adverts, sometimes still scroll through your page. For any of us that have bought something from an advert before, maybe a physical product or something, there's a high chance when you saw the advert, you first clicked on the person's name and go through the person's profile to see, okay, what is this person about? Before you now even say, maybe the item you saw, you liked it. Hope this person is not a scammer. You know, who have a lot of objections. This person is not a scammer. How do I know this person is real? So you first likely go through their page and then see what it is they do before you now even say, let me message them. That is the power of building a strong first impression by being intentional with what you post. I'm going to run through as fast as possible because I believe we will have a lot of questions and I'll be able to tackle them. Now, secret number 3 is use what I call a hybrid system. even if you're going to run adverts, nowadays, you have to use what I call a hybrid system, which flows from the last secret I said. Now, a hybrid system means convert your paid adverts with what I call organic content, which is normal videos and posts that you make that necessarily is not for a sponsored post, but is on your page. So that when people come to your page, so it says organic content can come in form of educational posts. Now, last year, that video is talking about land sizes in Nigeria you should know. Land sizes in Nigeria you should know. So in that video, the idea of that video was, if you to old people, like older, let me say anybody from like 40 years and above in Nigeria, a lot of them used to know land sizes as feet, not square meters that we sell by nowadays. Nowadays, if you look at the flyers, you see square meters. They say 464 square meters, 450 square meters, 500 square meters, 600 square meters. If you speak to most older people, they know it as feet. So when you say the land is 500 square meters, one of the major questions you get is, okay, what is 500 square meters? So one of the major videos that still getting me comments, even after a year of doing that video, is the land sizes video. From time to time, people will still see that video without me running any adverts. And they say, oh, thank you for this video. Or someone will ask, someone said, someone is trying to sell a land to me. It's 500 square meters. What does it mean in feet? I'll respond. Now, that is not an advert. That is an organic content, because what that does is it goes to show that this person that is posting, this brand that is posting, they know what they are talking about. So if this person can explain land sizes and this, it builds trust. So they are like, okay, means this person knows what he's talking about. He's not just trying to, he's not just marketing the product. So organic content can come in form of educational posts, real estate tips, news, insights. Sometimes there might be a newsworthy, for instance, was it 2 weeks ago or so, about 3 weeks now, the Lagos State government released a very long list. I don't know if any of us saw that list, that they said they were illegal estates. Yes, about 176. Now, you as a realtor, that was an opportunity for a content. Because what that news meant was not that those estates are illegal. It does not mean that the owners of those estates do not own those estates. What it means, what they are saying is, these people did not come to meet us in Lausa to pay us for their layout. That's literally what that thing meant. Now, there are some realtors that they did not even know, and they went there and go and be shouting that so company scam, this one company scam. Because imagine if you are able to educate and people come to your page and they say, wow, okay, this. I had clients reach out to me. One reach out, is any of P1 estate on that list? Me that I've already set leg for him. When he reached leg, I said, I've checked the list. A few of our estates are there. He said, I said, yes. I said, but do you understand what it means? He said, no. I said, it means that they are saying that, they are not saying that the people that own those estates don't own those estates. They are saying that they did not bring the layout of that estate. That's the way the estate is planned, like what is our layout here. They are saying that you did not bring the citadel layout to us. So we know how the estate is mapped. That is what they are saying. They are not in any way saying Pwan Sterling does not own it. They are not in any way saying everybody that has bought there are illegal people. But if you don't understand this thing, you see what I'm talking now. Imagine I'm explaining this to a client. They know that, this person knows what he's saying. Now, that is why personal development is important. That's why coming to training every week is important in various places. That's why learning even in your own free time, so you know what to address your clients. So you have to use a hybrid system. Don't just be posting you want to sell. There are some people, if you go to their social media page, it's only one flyer from 1999 to 2025. One flyer, and it's not even one flyer. It's different. You just enter their page, and their page is confusing. So how do you stand out from the next person? You don't stand out. Yes, they might see some flyers. In fact, for all those kind of people, what most clients used to do is they will see the flyer, they will screenshot it, and go and meet the person that they know that does P1 and say, I saw this your property. Can you tell me about it? How clients do that to me? I don't know where they went to see the flyer. They saw the flyer and they sent it and they said, I saw this people's property. I say, yes. They say, this is selling. I say, wait, let me check. Let me confirm the details. I'll confirm and I'll get back. And they will actually buy. So you have to be someone that stands out. They have to come to your page, even if you pay money, because I'm going to enter the part where you spend money so people understand that adverts are not necessarily cheap. Even when you spend money, when people land on your page, there have to be certain things that they see that say, okay, this person knows what they are doing. And then they are now likely to reach out to you and say, okay, I'm interested in social properties. And then they might share their concern. They might say, oh, but I bought a land. So someone that actually bought from Pwan Sterling recently, the man, when he wanted to pay money, in fact, it's almost like I should send him my whole family background. He said that him and his wife bought one land 3 years ago. They spent like 2 million. They can't find the company, this and that, this and that. I said, but we are trustworthy. If you want, you can come to this place and I'll take you to the property so you see the property beforehand. If you even need the chatting information or anything, I can give it to you so you can go to the appropriate office and confirm that we are selling this property to you. We own the property. So I said, and then finally, after a bit of convincing, because remember, this is someone that has been scammed. And when you are dealing with people that have been scammed, you have to first have empathy, right? It's not about the deal at that point. This person has lost money. You have to be able to empathize with the person and help your person understand that, okay, if you are not so confident. So sometimes the ways to close deals, okay, I'm digressing, but sometimes the way to close deals is try not to close the deal. The way to close deals is sometimes to try not to close the deal. So you just point where you say, you know what, with all of these things you are telling me, I think hold on this for now. Then the client is now going to try to sell you. What are you saying I should hold on? If I hold on in 3 months, is this enough? Now, you are trying to do that because you are thinking what they've said, and you just feel like, okay, so that it doesn't seem like, I'm trying to close a sale. Hold on. If you need to do any checks, take your time, do the checks, come back to me after you have done the checks. Imagine you are relating with a client that way. How would they see you? They will know that, okay, yes, this person is going to make money. Obviously, he's not running the business for free. But he's more interested to ensure that me, myself, I'm okay before thing happens, right? So next secret is adverse cost money. So I'll share. So I shared the story of how I joined P1, but I'm going to share a story of how I made my first sale. Now, as of when I registered newly, what I did was, I think the moment I registered, I started attending training. I was at first at mainland then. I started attending training every Wednesday. I started attending training. I was going for site inspection. They said that they're having inspection. I don't have a client, but the moment they say they're having a site inspection, I'll go. And I'll join them. Sometimes I call offices that when are you people likely to have any inspection? Not for me, just anybody that they are already taking a client, me, I will tag along. And I went for a couple of them. And then after a few of them, there was this new property an affiliate was selling, and it was in the FA axis. It was 1.5 million. So when I joined newly and I was going for training, one of the first things I did was I did an analysis of my circle where I was currently. And when I did an analysis, I discovered that if I depend on this my circle to make real estate sales, I think go 2 years, man, I don't sell anything. That was a reality. So I sat down and I told myself the truth that if I depend on this circle of people I know now, like if I start posting real estate now, this circle of people I know, I can go 2 years without not selling a property. Now, there were a few people that could buy, few uncles, aunties, and dad that had money. But if I depend on them, I can go like 2 years. In fact, I will get frustrated and they will not buy. So I made a decision and I said, what do you have? Because remember, there's always going to be something that gives you an advantage. Everyone here has an advantage. There are some people they can talk. Once they meet you like this, before you say they have asked your name, you guys have started having a conversation, that's an advantage. You want to know what is my advantage and you want to use it. So the moment I discovered my own advantage, I said, okay, I've registered for this business. I need to be intentional. What do I do? First thing I did was I went to buy a new Airtel SIM card. I bought a new Airtel SIM card and I opened a new WhatsApp business. Registered a new SIM. Nobody knows me with that SIM. And I registered a new SIM, registered WhatsApp business, opened a new WhatsApp business. Then I went and I created my first new page for real estate. The first page I created then was, I think I called myself Pwan Justin. So you know the way we have Pwan Sterling, I called myself Pwan Justin, but I changed it later. But that was what I started with. So I did Pwan Justin on Facebook, Pwan Justin on Instagram, and I connected the 2 pages together. So now I know, okay, I need some content to put there. When I started, I didn't necessarily have educational content because I was not even that knowledgeable at first. So what I did was I went to most affiliates and I went to find people that had really good marketing videos. See the kind of marketing videos they play for you in Sterling here, that there's a drone shot, that they took a drone. You see those kind of marketing videos, high quality, not the one that you'll be sending video of land to someone, they will not be able to even see the person that is talking clearly, and you are expecting them to buy. I went to look for affiliates that had high quality marketing videos, and then I chose those videos, and then I put some of those videos on my page. I put some of those property videos on my page. I think I can't remember now, but I did it. I put a few. Now I have a page. I have a new number. Remember, nobody knows me on the page. Nobody knows me on the number. Now the next, how do I get my customers? Now this was 2022. Remember, so I said, okay, you know how to run adverts. Yes, you have never run adverts to sell something this high, because most of the digital courses we sell, then I think the highest out of 2022 that we sold was 75,000 naira for one. That's most of the digital courses I have sold up until that point, and I was really good at it. I was one of the top performers in the company before I left. So, but I know that now this is a different ball game. 75,000 naira and even 1 million is there's a long gap in between them. So I said, okay, now you have to re-strategize. From what you know, how can you sell a product? What's this amount? How can you start building your audience? Now, as of then, I looked around and I said, okay, how much do I have? I had about 100,000 naira then. I said, okay, this 100,000, I'm going to use it to create my first campaign. Now, when I say campaign, your first advert campaign, that's you want to run an advert, a particular advert is called a campaign, right? I had 100,000 and I said, okay, I'm going to use this 100,000 to run my first campaign, but I need a product that I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to run an advert for 10 different products. Imagine me running an advert for Asaba that just started and the client and someone comes now and say, okay, can we go and see this product in Asaba? I don't have transport to go to Asaba. That's the honest truth. I don't even know anybody in Asaba to say I want to go to Asaba. I don't even know the business in that point because the woman that I joined through, beautiful, wonderful person, but even she herself, as of when I joined, had not sold any land. Right? You know, some people, they are lucky to join under someone that has a lot of experience. So the person is able to tell you, oh, don't worry. If you get this, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. I didn't have that benefit. Right? But the fact that she showed me the business was enough for me. I knew how to take it up from there. So I checked, and then there was a new property that an affiliate just launched, was selling in Ekpe then for 1.5 million. So 1.5 million, perfect price point for me. Why? Because I was new. I don't want to go and carry 25 million. I don't know how to gas it, right? So I started at a number I felt was okay, right? A number that I can believe. Because oftentimes you have to understand that to sell something, you have to first believe in that thing. If you don't believe in something and you're trying to sell it, even if I'm talking to this lady here, she's going to sense doubt. I might not say it expressly, but she will sense doubt. Doubt that I don't believe in what I'm trying to sell. So I found a product, 1.5 million. I didn't go to see the product. And one of the reasons I chose that product, it had really good marketing videos. They had high quality. When I say high quality, they had high quality marketing videos. It was 1.5 million. I joined the affiliate group, got the videos, got the flyers, everything. So now I had resources. I now know that, okay, I have resources. I have a page. But that is not enough. How do I put this together to run a campaign? Remember, I had the skill. I had the skill in selling digital courses, but now it is not digital, it's physical. What I'm selling is physical, and it's not even 100,000, it's 1.5 million. So eventually I set up my first campaign. It wasn't perfect because remember, when you are starting things, the goal is not perfection. The goal is to be moving as fast as possible. As you are moving along the way, you'll be able to refine things. If you say you want to wait until all the whole stars align, you can be there for like 1 year, you will not do anything. And that's the same way some people take P1. They joined P1 and they said, oh, okay, I'm going to start talking to people, but I'm waiting for this to happen. I'm going to start following up, but I'm waiting until I buy this big phone. I'm going to start. You have to remember that if you don't start from where you are at that point, the chances of you starting again is by God's grace. Because if you can make an excuse for where you are now, you will likely keep making excuses. You have heard of stories of people that joined this, even registered, they have made their first sale. Why? Because they were sharing the flyers according to the person that sent them. It happens. So I created that first campaign and I ran the adverts with the video. Remember, the product is in Ekpe, is 1.5 million. I had not visited the product as of when I started running the adverts. So I spent that my 100,000, I think I spent it in less than 2 weeks because I was testing a lot of things. Remember, I've never run a real estate advert before. So this was the first time for me. So I spent it in about 2 weeks and I got like 20 people to contact me. Now, inside that 20 people, about half of them were useless. When I say useless, you have to understand that when you have to understand, don't worry, I'm telling you, I'm giving you practical. You have to understand that when you run adverts, there are certain people that will just click on things that they don't even understand. So you have random people chat you up, and some of these guys can even chat you up and say, "Boss, give me 10K." You're not wondering that what's happening here, right? So the thing is, I'm not teaching you practical. I'm giving you something that I've experienced. So I'm telling you now. I got 20. About 10 of those were useless, and how I knew they were useless was the moment they were coming in. So the way I set up the advert was, if you click on the advert from either Facebook or Instagram, you will not contact me directly because I did what I call a filter. I didn't want to waste my time. If you do the one where people can just click a button and message you, you can have 50 people message you, none of them get hit. So I sent them to a filter page. And on that filter page, what I did was on that filter page, I talked more on the product. So I said, this product is Sterling Gulf City, for instance, Sterling Gulf City located in Ishiwo. This product is brought to you by Pwan Group, a real estate company with over 12 years or 11 years of real estate experience, right? No, it was 11 as of then. I'm talking as of then, right? With over 11 years of real estate experience. Now, these are some of the landmarks associated with where that property is. I shared enough information. I made it long intentionally so that anybody that will read through is actually someone that has a bit of interest. So I made that filter page long. Then at the end of the page, there was a form for them to put their first name, their last name, their phone number, and their email. It wasn't too long, but it's just long enough so that unserious people will not get to the end, right? So when I did that, when I said I got about 20 people, I got about 20 people that read through that page after spending like 100,000 till the end and filled the form. So the moment they fill the form, I'll call them because the moment they fill the form, I'll get an email that someone just filled the form. And then when they fill the form, they will now land on the second page. Then I tell them, thank you for filling the form. We'll get back to you shortly, but you can click this button to message us on WhatsApp. So after they fill the form, they get taken to a page where they can now message me on WhatsApp. So some people messaged me, and once they messaged me on WhatsApp, the beautiful thing about automation then was, even if I was not online, they were auto response. I said, "Oh, thank you for contacting me. I'll be with you shortly. Please tell us your name," and so on and so forth. Now, the moment that happened, I was calling them. That's how I can tell you that 10 of them will not get hit. That was how I knew, because I called everybody. Out of that advert money, I recharged that business line with a reasonable airtime because I know I will probably be on certain kind of calls. So I did that, and then 10 of them did not have head. Now, I spent 100,000. I didn't have any money with me on that point. So now, when am I going to make a sale? So now the next part of now running an advert comes into play, which you will see later, follow up. I realized that the fact that someone messages you does not mean they are going to buy the next day. And I was selling a product that is high ticket. Let's use it that way. There's something called high ticket and low ticket, right? It was a high ticket product, maybe not that high, but it was 1.5 million. So it wasn't something that someone, in most cases, just, hey, they cannot just message you now and say, "I like this land." Okay. Now, that can happen. It happens in rare cases. I've had people that message me, never went to see the property, they paid from adverts. But that was after a series of process, right? That was after a series of conversation. So now I had like 10 people left. So of that 10 people, my first goal was not to sell. My first goal was to get any of them that would agree to go and see the property so that we'll go on an inspection. Now, the reason was I understood the sale process. Most times people don't understand the sale process that the person is going to have to go through before he arrives at a sale. I know that if I run this advert and someone sees the advert, one of the first next step is they want to go and see the property. If they are not available, they want to send someone. That was the next step. So when I was running that advert, my goal, yes, my end goal is sales. But my first goal is what I would consider a success first is after these people contact me, I'm able to get one person to follow me to go and see the property. So I started following up, and then I followed up for like 1 week, just kept, because you call them sometimes, and as of when you are calling them, they are not available to talk, right? So you still need to follow up a few times. So eventually, after like a week, I got one woman. She said, "Oh, it's nice. I want to go see this property." I was happy. If you see me that time, it's almost like I want money. I've not sold any property, but I've run an advert that brought people that are likely interested in what I'm selling. And someone has said, I want to go and see this property. Now, the reason you can see that it seems like I'm not in a hurry to sell was because I had a background in sales and I understood the process. I'd already created an image of the process, that the steps that people are likely going to follow, even if they are going to buy. So eventually, that woman said she was going to come. So I was excited. We choose the date. The day before, I called her. She said, no problem, she's coming. Now, I was on the mainland, and where I was staying then was after our job barracks. Now, the office is at Adesonya, Ibrahim Adesonya. And someone said she's coming for inspection. I remember, inspection is the time to come to the office first. Both of you will meet in the office. Then the office will now use their official vehicle to transport you people to the site. So on inspection day, I've woken up as early as 6 a.m. because I'm coming from far. I've worn my clothes and everything. I've entered multiple buses. But I noticed that morning as I was coming, I started calling this woman. She was picking. And I'd already gotten to the mainland. I think I was already close to Jakonde, and I didn't really even know it was Jakonde because I didn't really know this side. Gotten to like Jakonde, I was calling. Madam, where are you? I sent a message. Where are you? Let me know where you are because I'm almost at the office. So eventually, she did not pick. And then when I started getting close to, I think it was Jakonde, she now sent a message. I said, oh, sorry, there's serious traffic because I think she was coming from somewhere around Ogun State, all this nearby Ogun State. Say, oh, there's serious traffic and so on and so forth. I won't be able to make it. Now, you can imagine where I'm coming from. So I was already on my way, and I've called the office. I've called the office beforehand to even prepare that, okay, I have someone that is coming. So you can just imagine how I felt. So now I'm almost at the office. The person I'm waiting for is no more coming. What do I do? Do I start going back? I say, you know what? Since I'm not going to see the property, let me get to the property. So I went to the office. I said, oh, the front desk person said, oh, welcome, you're Mr. Justin. I said, yes. So what about your client? I said, oh, unfortunately, she said, something happened. And she now said, oh, okay, no problem. I think we still have an inspection. You can go with them. I said, okay, no problem, beautiful. So the vehicle came, I went with them. Now, that first person that did that thing eventually was an unserious person. And how I knew later on when I was speaking to her that, okay, yes, because it can happen to anybody. If you say it was traffic can happen to anybody. I was now following up with her to, reschedule. And then she was not talking straightforward. At one point, she said, oh, I need to tell my husband about it. In my head, I was like, madam, you have not even seen the property. Right? And why I'm telling you people this thing is so that people understand when I say, it's not that if you run advert, you just meet a prince that will come. So you'll be tried. That's the word. You meet a lot of unserious people, but your goal is not the unserious people. The unserious people are the noise. Your goal is that person that is likely to buy what it is you're selling. So eventually, that woman did not come. I got to the property. First time seeing the property, very beautiful property. The inspection officer that took us there, he was giving us details about the property. I was learning, because remember, I was new. I was learning. When we got to the property, I saw people doing video, and I thought about it. I said, okay, I still have some people I'm following up. Why don't I do a video that I'll send to them? So immediately I brought out my phone. I said, hello everyone. We are live here at so estate on today's date. I always mention the date whenever I do a video. We are live here today. It's 25 years. We are live here today, 25 August at so estate. And as you can see, look at the level of work ongoing. And look at the level of work ongoing. We came here with clients that want to come and see the property, and the price is going up soon to 2.5 million, I think in about a few weeks. I did that video, I ended. Then immediately we're heading back. I sent it to the remaining 10 people, because remember I said I got like 20 something, and there were like 10 of them that were. So the remaining 10 I was following up with, I sent that video to them. Follow up, remember. So I came back. Another 1 week passed. Spent 100,000. 2 weeks has passed. I didn't even see anybody to come and go and see the property. Right? And this was 2020, and that was the whole money I had of me. I remember I was someone that is like sharing flyer. I don't know. To me, it's just let me not say sharing flyer because I've shared evangelism flyer. I mean, I go for evangelism. That's it. But you see, sharing, going to tell people that, okay, I'm into real estate and all of this, it just seems like a very big deal to me. So the only way I knew to get customers, I'd done that. And now I had gotten some people and had not made any sale. So eventually, I kept following up. 3 weeks passed, nothing happened. And then the property was now going up in price. That's why it's always important you are up to date on the property you are selling. The property was going up in price, and I think 3 weeks before the property goes up in price, they were sending, they will be sending the flyer. Some affiliates do a countdown flyer. They will tell you that 20 days until the property is this price, 15 days. So as I was following up, one of the major things I started doing was, since they said the property is going up in price, I started following up. With that. So I will call. I try not to send a message every day, but because following up is an act on its own. I'm not here to talk about follow up. You have to know how to follow up without offending them. So for instance, a simple rule of law is, if you call someone twice in a day, you don't respond, don't call them more than 2 times. Drop them a message and don't call them again that day. You can continue the next day, or call them twice, drop them a message, don't call them again. That's a simple rule. If you don't take anything from this training, take that for follow-up. Because there's a way you call someone, you start coming up as desperate. There's a way you call someone, they will start wondering, are you sure this thing this person is trying to sell is not a scam? So a simple rule of follow-up, and this is something I learned back. If you call someone twice, drop them a message, don't call them again for that. You can continue the next day. So I was following up. I wasn't really getting anything back. Now 3 weeks had passed. Then one day I get a call on random from one of the people, and he says, hello, Mr. Justin. I said, hello, sir. He says, I've simply seen what you sent me, and I saw that the property is going to 2.5 million, I think in about 2 weeks or so as of when he called me. I said, yes, sir. He said, okay. I said, when can you come for, we discussed a bit, and I said, okay, when can you come for inspection? And then he said, okay, I'm currently not in Lagos, but I should be back in so when he called me like that, the date he gave me was like 10 days after. He said I should be back around this period, then we can go on so day. So on that so day, I said, okay, sir, no problem. I will follow up with you to ensure that you remember, and then on that so day we'll go. Now, a week later, I was sending him soft reminders. Oh, hello, sir. I trust you're doing great. Please remember that you talked about us having a site inspection to this particular property on so day. I did that. And then a day before, now remember, I don't come up from mainland before, come island. So a day before, I think I sent him a message like 2 days before. And then a day before, I called him in the evening. I didn't call him in the morning, because you can call someone in the morning, they will tell you that they forgot. I called him in the evening. I called him twice to remind him of the next day. He didn't respond. My mind started saying, Oga, now one of them, right? I said, okay, no problem. I called him. Now, because we had an appointment the next day, I called him another 2 times. So I called him twice. I gave it like an hour or so. He did not respond. I called him after like an hour or so, I think maybe an hour or 2. I called him again twice. He didn't respond. So I dropped him a message. I said, sir, the reason I'm calling was, we have an inspection the next day. And I'm just calling to confirm that appointment still holds so that I can make a proper arrangements. He didn't respond. So in my mind, I said, this one doesn't have head. This one doesn't have head. Like, don't even bother wasting your time. So the next morning, I'd already, because normally in the morning I wake up and I go to the gym. So I'd already made up my mind that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the gym, do any other thing I have to do, just remove my mind there. But I woke up around midnight, and I think 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and I see a very funny message from him. He says, Mr. Justin, if you call someone twice, don't call someone again. I was like, God, what's happening here? He said, no, funny enough, I remember I said I knew it beforehand, but the reason I called him twice and called him twice again was we had an appointment the next day. So courtesy demands that if you don't respond after like an hour, a few hours, I can call you again. Right? That was the only reason I called him, because I called him 4 times that day, 2 times, and then after an hour plus, I called him twice again. Said, courtesy demand that you call someone a few times, and you know, and I said, when I saw the message, you said, sorry, sir, because there's nothing I want to say. Now, one very interesting thing about this person was I didn't know who I was speaking to, because on WhatsApp, one random thing at his profile picture, so it wasn't his actual picture. So I don't know what he looks like. Now, but for me, it's my own picture because remember, they need to know they are talking to someone. You cannot say you are selling property and you don't put one person on your picture when you're running an advert. So my actual picture. So eventually, after I responded like that, I just zeroed my mind. I said, this man is not coming again. Because when someone responds to you like this, what do you think? So zeroed my mind. In the morning, I woke up, went to the gym. Normally, I spend like 45 minutes in the gym. But that morning, I go to the gym and I was restless. Like, it's almost, I'm trying to, it's just like the workout is not working out. That's the easiest way. Then, all of a sudden, I pick my phone and I see a message. Mr. Justin, I'm on my way. Now, you are going to wait. This is after 8. This is after 8. And you know where I am? After Ojo Barracks. After Ojo Alaba, that's where I am. So it's going to take me at least, even if the whole road is free, it's going to take me at least 2 hours plus. And inspection is 10 o'clock. Immediately I see that. I said, okay. I started panicking. I said, no. I called the office. I said, hello, and please, I have someone coming. He just dropped me a message that is coming now. But where I am, I don't think I'll make it on time before you guys came. He said, don't worry about that. Let your clients come to the office. Since you have called us, just let us know his name. Even if he comes, even if you are not able to make it on time, we'll take him beforehand. So immediately, I run home. Quickly, I dress up and I start going. So I think past 9, he calls me. He says, my Uber is almost at your office. Where are you? And I never reached CMS. Right? I never even reached CMS. I said, sir, I'm on my way, but I've called the office. And they're expecting you. He now said, Mr. Justin, this one that you're saying you're on your way, you will be at the office. Remember, I don't know anybody at your office. I only know you. He said, sir, I've already spoken to them. You can be going, they will attend to you. I've not gotten to CMS. So eventually he got to the office, I think a few minutes past 9. And then he gets to the office and then he calls me and says, hi, even the office, it was because I'd gone there the last time that person filled. So I was able to describe exactly where to him. So he calls me and says, hi, I'm at your office. I don't know what they are saying at this front desk. I said, what do you mean? Said, I'm trying to tell them that I'm here for an inspection. And, I said, okay, please, can you give the phone to whoever it is you see? So he gave the phone to the front desk lady and I said, hello, ma, please, who am I on to? He says, my name is Antonia, front desk person and all of that. I said, okay, this is the client that is here for an inspection. I'm supposed to be with him. I'm supposed to have been waiting for him, but I'm late. I'm running late. He said, oh, okay, inspection to see his property. I said, yes. He said, okay, no problem. We'll take care. So I gave him back the phone. I called him back. I said, they are going to take you. He said, Mr. Justin, we had an appointment. How come you are not here before? He said, sir, when I called you yesterday, I called you to confirm so that I can plan properly. But since you didn't respond that yesterday, the only response I saw was the response you dropped when I woke up around midnight, I think 3 a.m. or something, right? So if I had planned properly, I would have been in the office even before you got there. He was already getting angry. So, but eventually, it's almost 10 o'clock, past 10. They call me from the office and say, Mr. Justin, where are you? I said, see, I don't think I'll be able to make it in time because where I was still like fast, right? It will still take me like an hour. I said, okay, you know what? Can you take the clients and go? When I come, I'll wait for you in the office. When you guys come back, you will meet me. So eventually, I think around 11, they leave for the inspection. I get to the office around past 11 because remember when I left the house, past 8 already. I get to the office around past 11. They've gone for the inspection. So I sit and wait and I start praying. I say, God, help me for this one. Now, remember, I had not seen this person. I was when the guy came back and I understood what happened. He was a very young guy. So they thought it was even a PPO. That was the issue. So that was the issue that was happening when he came to the office and said he didn't understand what they were saying. Young guy, like the 20-something-year-old guy. So eventually, they go for the inspection, and as they get to the inspection, he calls me back. I think, when they are there, when they get to the place. He said, oh, Mr. Justin, we are at the site now. I said, okay, that's good. Do you have any questions? He said, okay, the guy that came here was just telling us, about the estate layouts, telling us that you people have business, you people have commercial plots for businesses, and then you have residence. I said, yes. I didn't know what he was talking about. I said, yes, I will do. When I said yes, I removed the phone. Commercial plots that you want to use for businesses and all that. I said, yes, I will do. He said, okay. I'm speaking to some of my friends, and we are thinking of taking some plots. I said, okay, what do you need me to do? He said, do a calculation. No, he first called me first for residential. He said, do a calculation of how much the land will be, plus the documentation for 2 plots. That's what he said. So he was still at the property. I said, okay, no problem. I told the customer care lady, please give me the subscription form. I read the back. I started doing the calculation. I did the calculation. I sent it to him on WhatsApp while they were coming back. Right? I was still at the office. He had not come back. I sent it to him on WhatsApp. Small time, he calls me back. That was when he now said, and the person here is saying that you people have something like commercial plot. I said, yes, but commercial plot attracts 25% extra of the land price. Different. Sorry. The slide, I'm almost done with my slide. The reason I'm sharing this is my slide is very brief. I'm giving you practical knowledge. So this is the actual training. This one is just aesthetic, right? So he calls me back and he says, okay, we are hearing that you have something like a business plot. I said, okay. He now says, do a calculation of 2 business plots. And then the whole breakdown. I do the calculation again. I send to him. Customer care lady is looking at me, say, okay, who is this man? Who is this your client? I think I don't know him. I've not even seen him. Right? I do the calculation. I send to him on WhatsApp. Now, on this way back, he calls me again and says, okay, I've spoken to some of my friends. It's looking like they are going to also take 2 plots. Do a calculation of 1 commercial, that's 1 for business, and 1 residential. So I do that calculation. I sent him mine now. I've sent him 3 different calculations. First for 2 commercial plots. Second for 2 residential plots, that's plots you can build houses on. Second for 2 commercial plots, and then the third one for 1 residential, 1 business. So I sent it to him, and then we are coming back, and then as we start coming back, he says something. He said, okay, then at one point he called me back again. He said, can you send me the soft copy of the subscription form? Let me send it to my friends, let them review. I send it to him, and then he sends it to his friends. Now, by the time this man came back to the office, when I even saw him, I didn't even know it was the client. I just saw someone that opened the door. I was thinking that it's a fellow PBO because the driver had not come in. So I just went to now said, are you Mr. Justin? I said, yes, I'm Mr. Justin. I said, okay, we have gone to see the place. I've spoken to some of my friends about it, but I'm hungry. I said, in my head, when I heard I'm hungry, I said, what does this man want me to do now? Okay. And immediately, one is a wonderful business. Immediately, the logistics officer said, sir, you're hungry. Don't worry. There's a place they call Yapoyo, not far from here. It's a very popular place. You can go there to get food. I said, I didn't know. I said, He said, yes. I said, okay, let's go. Now, while we're going, we are talking in the car, and he says, he now said something stylishly. He said, I've spoken to some of my friends, so if they buy, will you give me something? I said, sir, that's the smallest thing. Let them buy. I said, sir, that's the smallest thing. No, because they're introducing me to their friends. And he just even said it in passing. He said it in passing. In my head, me, whenever I even make sale, I say, sir, that's the smallest thing. Like, these are the whole thing you want to talk. Now, that one's small pass. Right? I said, okay, no problem. So we go to Yakoyo. Remember, I've sent him soft copy of the subscription form. As we get to Yakoyo, the next thing he tells me is one of my friends has just paid for 2 plots. He has paid. He sent him the proof of payment. I said, okay, forward it to me. He forwarded it to me. I said, tell him to fill the form. As we are buying food, he said he's trying to pay for his own 2 plots. Outright, in full, 1.5 million, 1.5 million, 1.5 million. The one for commercial was extra 25%. So that was 2 million, 2.something million for one. His friend paid outright. Plus documentation immediately. You not say that they paid for land. They paid immediately. Next one, while we're buying the food, when I first saw that payment, I said, sir, you know what? The food you want to buy, I'll pay. What am I doing here? I said, sir, I will pay. What? I said, sir, I will pay. Don't worry about it. In fact, when we got there, after he finished buying, the driver, I said, Oga, buy food for people in the office. Food for I said, Push for people, call them, let's know what they want. Yeah, you don't understand what's happening here. He push for everyone. So we're coming back. Now, long story short, we came back to the office. Before we left the office, him and his friends had bought 6 plots and they are paid in full. Now, remember, this was an advert that took like a month to get results. I'd already exhausted the money. I was now hanging on hope. And for you to understand how important, that particular estate was, there was a promo. There was a promo for PQs that if you sell 5 plots, you get 300 square meters. So on that day, I left my house in the morning with no sales, nothing. Because when I was coming back, I had not just sold 6 plots, I was also a landowner. Now, at one point, the customer came to me. She said, Mr. Johnson, where did you see this man from? I said, I don't know. No. The customer care lady, she was saying, where do I see him from? I said, ma, it's just advert I ran. I don't know. And for it, this man was a very technical person. Before he came for that inspection, he had already researched the whole of Q1. He knew the whole business from into out. Some investors take their due diligence. So the reason he was buying them was because before he even came, he was already sold on P1. So he has already like made up his mind that no, this company looks like a company I can do business with. He came for the inspection. I didn't know all these things. It was when we were talking later. Now, it did not end there. 2 days later, another of his friends paid for 2 plots outright. So from one person, I sold 8 plots, and all of them paid outright. When they first paid me my commission, I first look at the money. Off my phone, sit down, put my hair for up. They think, right? So that's just for you to understand. But this is the secret I was explaining. Adverts cost money. And that was why I started sharing that story with you. Because some people now, when they hear adverts, one of the major misconceptions they think, because you spend money, you automatically get it. What I shared with you is a success story, which I'll tell you that is even by the grace of God. Because there's a possibility for you to spend that money and not get any results. There's a possibility for you to spend that money, and even if you get that, see those people for like 3 months before they will buy. Yes, that's the kind of business you are in. So me rounding that deal up in 1 month, yes, glory to God. Right, so you meet a lot of people when you run adverts. So adverts cost money. And the reason I took you through all these stories for you to understand something, because if you follow the story, you like the result. But if you follow the story, you see it's not an easy story. Because imagine you have used your last 100K to run adverts and you are not getting anything. The first person that was supposed to even come for inspection, the person deserted. I ended up blocking the woman. I deleted her number. Yes, you get to a point where if people wasting your time, you don't waste your time. I ended up deleting her number. Now, no, this woman is not serious. I delete her number. If she messages me in the future, fine. But I delete her number from my phone. So adverts cost money. One of the major, Facebook and Instagram. So that's the major platform I use. So one of the major misconceptions people have is adverts are cheap, but that is not the case, especially when you are selling real estate. Remember, the 1.5 million property I sold 2022. I can assure you that would not have been the same case if I was selling exquisites for 50 million. I might probably have to invest more, like way more. Because now you are talking 50 million. The barrier of entry for 50 million is low. Before you will meet, should they have 50 million? Before they will even say, let them listen to you and you now get to the conversion, that barrier is higher. Okay, so I said something here. I said, in fact, the minimum budget I would advise anyone to start with currently, if they want to run an advert, is at least 10,000 naira a day for a minimum of 30 days. Yes. I spent 100,000 in 2022 and I exhausted it in less than 2 weeks. How many days is that? No, subsequently, I was spending about 10,000 a day. Right? Now, I recommend, so if you, from this calculation now, you see that if anyone tells me they want to run an advert for real estate, I'm going to recommend you have at least 300,000. And 300,000 is only what you are going to pay to the platform first. Right? That the amount is only what you are going to pay to the platform. And I'm going to tell you why I said 10K a day. 22, as of 2022, I think dollar was 700 and something. And you have to understand that these platforms are international platforms. So the actual cost that they are charging you is in dollars. The actual cost per result is in dollars. As of 2022, dollar was half of what it was now. So right now, this 10K a day, you are looking at it as much, but in actual sense, you're spending less than $5 a day on their platform. So they don't even consider you a reasonable advertiser, but it's enough for you to get results in the Nigerian market because you are selling to Nigerians. If you want to run that same advert to Americans, it won't work. You probably need to spend at least 10x or 50x more on a daily basis per day. So this is what I'll recommend as the minimum. Adverts, remember what I said at the start. Yes, that's 300,000 per month. It's not just that you have 10K per day. You have to have that 10K per day to be able to run it for a minimum of 30 days. Yes, every day. If you set it and you don't stop. Now, that is what I advise. I'm not saying, what I'm saying I advise this is, I'm not saying you can't run advert for one day and get results. But that is a rare experience. And I'm not coming here to teach you miracles. I'm coming here to teach you practical, realistic steps you can take if you want to venture into adverts. That's why I told you that story. Minimum 10K. See, there are some of the there's one of the sales superstars. They call him Casey Green. Do you know how much that man spends on adverts every day? If you know how much that man spends, I track because there's a way to track adverts people are running that includes certain keywords. I track adverts that people are running for keywords as of last year. If you see the amount of adverts, at a certain point, you can have like 10 adverts running for one property. That's man. Also on it, in like 100. Now, the problem most times is you see results, but people don't ask what is the process. People see results. Everyone likes results. I want to be a sales. I want to sell 300 million for Sterling. Let them give me a car. Wonderful. You have to ask yourself, what is the process? Because that's one of the major things you get disappointed. You don't understand the process. The reason I told you all of those stories, yes, it ended well, but the reason I told you that story is for you to understand that there is a process. And one of the major things is when I'm running adverts now, I usually give myself 3 months to convert a result to a sale. So even if I spend this 10,000 now for 30 days in this month of August, everybody that comes to me in this month of August, I give them a 90-day period before they will convert. Because you have to understand that there's a series of processes they will pass. In most cases, they will need to go and see this property. They will need to send someone to go and see the property. So there's a process they will pass before it now becomes a sale. So for every lead I'm generating, because when someone messages you from my advert, you tell them a lead, they are now a lead. I give myself 90 days. So you now begin to see that it's not something. But it's something that when you understand the process, your results to a very large extent will be consistent. And then if you can fund it, of course, because like I said, it's not cheap. This amount I'm talking about is just the amount to run it. We have not talked about the other techniques of things you might need to set up. Although once you set up some of those things, it's not something you have to be recurring, but this is a recurring amount that you pay on a daily basis. Okay, so let's go to Secret 5. Secret 5, consistency, build trust. Consistency, build trust. I think it was last week, MD said something. Said there was a man, was it MD that said it now? Said there was a man that watched her for a year. She said there was a man that watched her for a year before he now called her that I want to buy. So imagine that she posted consistently and was consistent in the business for like 3 months. She would never have made that sale. Because the man will say, oh, now them, they don't start, they don't stop. Maybe all of a sudden she's not posting supplements and she's selling supplements. Right? So consistency builds trust. People want to know you are reliable. And one of the best tests of reliability is time. It's not talk, it's time. There are people that when they came in, if you see their energy in this business, they carried it on their head. They were going to train like 5 times a week. Wait for consistency. Let us see them in another 6 months when they don't make sale. Let us see them in another 7 months when they don't make sale. You now realize that In fact, if you go and meet some of them, they'll tell you, I'm gonna leave those people and those people. I don't understand what they are doing there. Consistency build trust. Your clients want to know you are reliable. And one of the easiest tests of reliability is time. That content plus adverts equals to credibility. Don't disappear after one campaign. Even if you don't have money, after you have run that, because remember, when you are running this advert, people will follow your page from this advert. People will follow you, people will like your page. So some of those people, even after the advert, when you make regular posts, they will see it. So that's why I said consistency builds trust. So some of these people, they might see your adverts now. Maybe they don't even have the money now. So they will just like your page. So those same people that like your page, maybe 2 months later, 3 months later, when you post something, they will comment on that. Where's this thing? So consistency builds results. One of the things I tell every of my team members is, if you are in real estate and you cannot think long term, find another business. Because this is a long-term business. If you sell a land to someone now, you still have to think long term, because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they are likely to come back, still going to come back to you and say, Papa, this land you sell for me this year. I just said that area don't do okay now, or yeah, let me sell it. So imagine if you are someone that is so much of a short thinker, maybe by then you're already doing like 10 million other things. Not that you can't grow, but imagine that you are now doing like maybe the business, the real estate, you only did it for like 1 year and you have left it and gone somewhere else. Real estate is a long-term business. If you cannot think long-term, don't even start. If you have paid your money, just allow the money to find something else. It's a long-term business. And you have to make up your mind that if I'm in this business, I'm in it for the long term, because the real rewards comes in the long term. If you have heard some of our ambassadors speak, I don't think like of 90% of them, there's none of them that started the business newly. A lot of them had been in the business for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, before some of them even got to that position. Some of them were already coming from a strong background of maybe network marketing before they now got the kind of result that they got. So you see that in the long run, time compounds. Secret 6, content is how you stand. Content is how you stand out. Create relatable story-driven posts and keep your video and videos engaged. Make sure you're in high quality formats. So create relatable story-driven posts. One of the beautiful things about training right now is you can always learn things. I tell people that every time I attend training, I know that I cannot go back the same. I always learn something new. That something new I can learn in a training might not even be from the facilitator that spoke. It might be from a side conversation that happened by my side where they just shared something, and I learned from that. That's personal development. So for every single time you attend training, you're always developing. And some of this content I'm talking about, you create it based on your knowledge of what clients ask you about or prospects ask you about. Because a prospect is someone that hasn't bought. Becomes a client when they're bought from you. Right? So you get ideas and you create videos for some of these things. Put it on your page or write up. Maybe you're not the video kind of person. Maybe you don't have a good phone. You can do write-ups. You can do story write-ups. Do write-ups. Help people understand. Let people engage. And then make sure your posts are in high qualities when you are posting videos. You can post video in one low-light environment that you are talking about real estate. Nobody's seeing your face. Because how you communicate something is as important as what you are communicating. Invest in professional videos if you have to. Secret 7, adverts plus follow-up equals to. Adverts plus follow-up equals to. Now, we know that adverts work, but it's not advert alone that will get you sales. Because if there's anything I've been saying is the fact you have, after the advert is done, that's the first phase. The second phase is follow-up. And this is where a lot of people get weary. This is where a lot of people get tired. As a matter of fact, I almost got tired because it was already a month. I'd exhausted the money. I didn't have any other money. I have was like this few list of 10 people or so on my list that I was reaching out, the way they even respond. And some of them might even block you. Yes, they will block you. So, but you are not going to relent because you know what you are looking for. You call some people and they will block your number. You didn't do anything, but they will just block your number. So, the follow-up, each advert equals to sales. Advert gets attention, follow-up closes deals. Always respond fast and build relationships. Always respond. Don't be a person that the client is sending you a message and you're responding after 3 market days. right? It is not it's wrong. Like that. A customer sends you a message. Say this your property that you are selling. Does it have this? Does it have this? You are responding. They sent you a message on Monday. You are responding on Wednesday. All that. Okay, so summary of the 7 secrets of selling with social media ads. 1, adverts are not a shortcut to success. Like I said. 2, build a strong first impression. What people think about you when they land on your page matters. Use a hybrid system, so you don't just run adverts, you also put out content sometimes. Helpful content, not flyer, not property video. Helpful content. So even if it's not your content, when you see someone talking about something real estate that you can share, you can take it and share. Let them helpful content on you, so that when people go through, I told you about the video I did last year that talks about land sizes. 1 year later, people are still commenting on the video. I didn't run adverts with it. But it's because it's a help. Commenting, they are likely going to discover my page. And when they discover my page, some of them will follow. Some of them might eventually turn to customers in the long run. 4, adverts cost money. I believe I've showed you the breakdown so you understand. You understand that why I like to explain this so that you might not be able to start with adverts. But when you start making some certain kind of sales and you know that you want to take your real estate game to the next level, that's when you might now say, okay, I think it's time for me to put out some money for adverts. 5, consistency build trust. That you talk about it. In fact, for some of us, there are some of us that even in our daily life that we have been in P1 for a while. If we have just been consistent in talking about P1, we would have made sales already. Because people that have known us. One of the major follow-ups I was doing then was, aside from reaching out to someone, because there are 2 types of follow-up. There's a direct follow-up where you call someone or send them a message in person, and there's an indirect. I use WhatsApp a lot. You can always post on your status. They'll see it on your status. That way you are communicating with them, you are following up, but you're not saying it directly. That's an indirect follow-up. All right. 6, content is how you stand out. Content is how you stand out. Content is how you leave a lasting impression in people's mind. And lastly, advert plus follow-up equals to sales. I said something here. I said, lastly, understand that you can succeed without running social media adverts, which was one of the things I started with. Understand you can succeed without running adverts. This is just one way to arrive at our destination. This is just one of the ways. When I was speaking to MD last week, she said she has never run any adverts. If you have entered MD's office, you know MD has won multiple cars from P1. Multiple cars, multiple expenses. She has never run any adverts. So don't think, okay, because they say advert now, money now, means if I don't have money, no. This is just one of the ways. And lastly, thank you all. Do we have any questions? Questions? Okay. All right, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Flyer. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Came at the nick of the time.
Yes, sir.
So the question I want to ask is, talking about, we have spoken sometime.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
So in those days, social media was not the talk of the town. Talking about the MD, but today now, everything is all about social media.
Everything is online,
because people have their doubts. Nigeria is a peculiar country, but a lot of people are falling into the hand of a lot of
yes.
So just giving the flyers, people might look at it, but they don't know you, they don't know anything about you. But now social media is taking over the whole thing. If I saw something on the social media, like you said, I'll check your profile. I want to know about you. I want to know, the company. I want to make my investigation. So social media is just, that's just the way out now. If we are going to be true to ourselves. Like last week when I came here, the MD was saying, he said, some people don't even collect flyers from you. And that is actually true. There was time I went to a computer village and I was trying to share the flyers. Some will just push you aside, they will just walk away. So can see that, sharing flyers is not really working. So you have to go to social media. But now, my question is, on social media, there are a lot of, people that are advertising real estate.
Yes, sir.
And I tried to patronize some of them, but at the time I was skeptical because I was looking at it. Social media, if they say pay to account and you pay and nothing comes up, they don't have an office, there's no way you can, nothing, that money is already gone.
Yes.
So I'm just asking, if one is to go on social media,
Yes, sir.
can you patronize this, because I'm skeptical about it?
Okay.
Then apart from that, because I've been trying to use my own social media.
Okay.
Now the issue of paid adverts.
Yes, sir.
I want you to explain, how it works, because sometimes I look at Facebook, say they boost this thing. So I want to have an understanding. Is it paid adverts? Is it about patronizing all these merchandise on the social media, or I want to have a better understanding of the paid adverts. Thank you.
All right, no problem. So it's because he said it came a bit late. So when we talk about paid adverts on social media, we're talking about when you are paying the platform to show what you are selling to a larger group of people outside of your circle. So when we talk about social media, that's what we mean. And then on the first question where you talked about, you said flyers don't work. The truth is flyers work. Everything works. I'll be honest with you, everything works. That's why I said something. I said meet them. They'll tell that the money on social media adverts, they've not gotten any results. But right, so oftentimes it's how you are doing it, where you are doing it. Right? There are people that they know how to network. They don't share flyers necessarily on the street. They go to strategic events. They go to events where they know they are going to meet. So those places I'm talking about, they are not free to enter. They're not free to enter. I'll give you an example. So one of the superstar ambassador of P1 Group, Antonio Budo, was a center, was attracting events. I used to attend training, when I was still on the mainland. See, that woman, almost every week, she's at events. And I'm not talking anyhow kind of events. She's almost every week, she's at events. In fact, for you to understand the level she has gotten to, for some of our clients, this one can say, my daughter is doing wedding. And these are some of our clients. She will travel to their wedding. Oh, I'm having a burial. She will travel there. Even though she's traveling there to show commiseration with the clients, she's also going there to network. Because imagine a client that has done hundreds of millions deal with you. Imagine people that will be in his circle when his child is doing a birthday. So everything works, but it has to be a strategic networking. It has to. That's why I said social media kind of bridges the gap, because social media paid advert does the same thing. What they do is they'll carry your flyer or your video and they'll be showing it to people. It's not everybody that they show it to that will respond. Some people will sit and will scroll and pass. Some people will say, these people don't come again. They'll scroll and pass. But the people that are likely to buy what you are selling depend on the kind of content you put out. When they see it, they are captivated and then they stop. And then they watch or they read and say, okay, it's talking about this property. They will now even click to your profile to learn more, to see, okay, who is this person? And you have to understand that even though we say social, you can be physical and social. So Pwan Sterling has a page on social media. They have a physical office, but they are also online. In their physical office, if you go to their page, they have their office address. So they are advertising online, but you can walk into the physical office anytime. And even you as a people have that advantage, because when you are selling now, you are not selling as someone that doesn't have location. All of the P1 offices are your location. You can choose to put one of them there, especially the one you are actively pushing their property as your address. No one is going to hold you. So when someone says, oh, I would like to meet you, oh, beautiful, come to my office. Our office is at Pwan Sterling. Give them the address. The day you know they are going to come, you come and wait for them. It's your office. That's one of the advantages of being a P1, a PPO. It's your office. You have multiple offices. You leave Lagos now, you enter Asaba, you already have multiple offices in Asaba. You enter the East, you already have multiple offices. So a client says they want to meet you. Oh, no problem. I'll send you our office address. Come meet me there. You go there beforehand. So even though you are advertising online, you are not just online. You are not online, you are physical. Because remember, the properties you are selling actually exist. So I don't know if I've answered your question, sir. All right, sorry. Yeah, let him. Where? Okay.
Thank you so much.
No, just hold it.
There's a client
Okay.
I share my flyer with,
Yeah.
I think 6 months ago.
Okay.
So I just came back for camp. He messaged me at the camp.
Okay.
Say, Mr. Diola, I can't even remember his face. I can't
Okay.
even
Yes.
recall.
Yes. Yes.
He called me. He now said, Uncle Diola, say, sir, say, can you remember who is speaker? I said, I can't remember. I said, you gave your flowers to me 6 months ago.
Mm.
And that 6 months ago, I was like, I was hungry. I was sharing food. Everybody can testify. They used to stay everywhere. So, but I didn't give up till now. So he said, please, do you still have this particular property? I said, yes, we have. It's still available. But currently now, people are rushing it and it's going to finish. See, I travel to South Africa,
Okay.
and he uses South Africa to
That's what you
message
call
me.
it. Okay.
So he said, I sent one of the same flyer
Okay.
to one of my sister in Ghana, and that woman called me
Okay.
yesterday. She called me with her Ghana that is coming and that she wants to buy that property. So what we don't want to bring out there is that it works.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
depending on your location, you have to have a strategic location where you can't be going to Itedo and say you want to make sales. It's a lie. You can't be going to all this LSECO. Yes, now they will ask you to buy so you have to go to places like that Ikota First Gate, enter inside, like a rental hotel. I used to go to a rental hotel. And another woman called me from that rental hotel. I think that is after 3 months.
Okay.
What and did I want to say now? It depends on what works for you.
Yeah.
Like I've done a lot of digital. I even have friends that are doing it. I know it. I even learned it. I was doing it, but I didn't get any results. You understand? But sharing of flyers works for me. Even what's it called, this star ambassador, that man that cannot speak English very well.
Yes, Ibrahim.
Yes,
Ibrahim.
Sharing of flyers.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
it's very better.
Yes.
On how you are strategic about this business, and what matters is God. Your story shows that the grace, God sees that you have nothing again, and you are hoping on the Father, Lord. How do I make it? If I've spent all the money, so what I've learned from this play is prayer. You are praying to God and your consistency and your hard work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So, sir, if you follow the point he says, everyone says, okay, now imagine you have shared a flyer for 6 months, and it takes 6 months for a person to call you. Now, remember what I shared with you guys today was just one story. Since then, I have multiple sales from online adverts. On average, I have people that have come in that it took me 6 months before they bought. 6 months from when I ran the advert to when they bought. Does that mean I will stop following? No. Does that mean I will stop calling them? No. There are even people that you take on inspection. They have gone to see the property. This one, you're already excited. And it will still take a while before they will even pay. Some of them might not pay until the property wants to change price. You now tell them that, okay, this property that was 2.5 million is about to go to 5 million. Then you now notice that they have money all of a sudden. Right? So, follow up and consistency. A lot of things can work, a lot of things cannot work. Like you heard him share a story. There are people that they tell you, now remember, I was not just, when I said I was running social advert background, I'd spent years in that place, even though I was selling something different. I've spent years in that field. So I had a bit of knowledge. I was not just starting. So that was even had that helped me know what to do. That, okay, instead of having people just call me directly, them on a page, let them go to a page that gives them more information before they reach you. Those things are knowledge I've gathered over the years. And I said, everyone has an advantage. Find yours and make sure you use yours. If you can talk, please talk. If you know you are someone that can easily get a conversation started with people, use that to your advantage. Use that to your advantage. There are some people that even if you tell them no 1 million times, they are going to go out. That's the advantage. Use that. Everyone has an advantage. Use that. This is just one way, not the way. I hope, sorry, your question, ma'am. Good afternoon.
My question is that concerning, when you're teaching, you talk about people posting different properties on their page.
Okay, yeah, different properties.
Yes, different property.
Okay.
As a realtor, and you've started marketing with time, people will get to know you. People will be calling you and say, please, I have this property in so place.
Yeah.
Can you help me to market it? Okay, because you're working for a particular company, does it mean you should not accept it?
Okay.
That's number one question.
Okay.
Because it's only if you don't accept them that you will not see other properties on your pages.
Okay.
So it's my question, does it mean you should not accept them and be posting them because you are working with a particular property or you are partner with a particular property. So that's one of my questions.
Yeah.
And my second question is that concerning what's it called? Concerning opening page.
Okay.
Yes. Can someone use his number to open page for you?
Okay.
And then at the end of the day, you can still be the ownership of that page.
Okay.
Yes, let me put it that way. You can still be the ownership of that page.
All right.
Is it possible? Because I have someone that helped me to open a page.
Okay.
Though everything, it was me everything about it was about me.
Okay.
Even the WhatsApp and all of that.
Okay.
But the issue there is that I'm actually being scared that maybe at the end of the day,
person might take the
take the
Okay.
page and all of that.
Okay,
So is it possible? And the reason why he did that was that he tried to use my number and it was not working.
Okay, that's what
You understand? Yes, it was not working. So he decided to use his phone to open it for me.
All right.
So
All right.
is it possible?
Okay. So for your second question, you can transfer ownership of pages. You can transfer it multiple times. A page can have like 5 different admins. For instance, Pwan Sterling page might not have only one person controlling it. It can have like 5 different admins. And 5 of those people will be able to make posts, respond to comments, and all of those things at Pwan Sterling. So, and it's also transferable. You can transfer ownership. So a page ownership can move from you to this person, from him to him. It's very transferable. And then your first question, okay.
I'm not taking over the class. Thank you so much. It's a powerful class, right? You agree with me? The powerful class, right? Let me just quickly answer her first question. Then I'll hand the mic over to him. When he's done, I'll answer your question. So, if your question was if you can, if somebody market, so this is a very simple way I'm going to answer that question. If you're working with GTB Bank, right? Would you want to post in your page Access Bank, Echo Bank, Providence Bank? Would you want to do that? Now, the reason why most of you tell people, right? You're selling P1 property, for instance, and you want to really do this business and identify with us, stick to what you know. You can have another page where you want to put other real estate companies. Do you get what I'm saying? You can do that, but then you want, for instance, you heard when he said, let me use myself as an example. I've had situations where people would come and see your flyer in P1 and they will call me. I know he also like that. Somebody can see your post and then they'll call me and say, oh, madam, I just saw this post for, you're saying P1. Please, is this your post? Is this your company? You could have this estate. Is it real? They're calling to verify. Why? Because I have presented myself. He also mentioned when he was talking. He said people would take the post, the flyer, and then they'll call him. Is it not true? Because listen, that's what consistency does, right? If I'm a random realtor, they would not see a P1 Sterling flyer and want to contact me. Is it not true? It's the truth. They won't see that want to contact me. Because in their mind, you know what I've said to them? I've just told them that I'm an agent. Agent. You know, in Nigeria, we like that agent. What does agents do? You call them, they'll take Okada and come and meet you there. Where are you going to? Or I have 10 properties I'm going to show you. Now, that's what you just told your client. And then when you have serious clients that want to pay bill box, why would they call you? They won't call you. Do you understand? No matter how bad the bank is, a Zenith Bank staff would not give you a form of GTB Bank or Echo Bank.
Sorry, ma,
See, you have to present yourself. You can. No, that's different. Okay, no, that's different. If somebody calls you, for instance, and say, oh, I have this property, come and help me. So if you have the capacity, why not? Do you understand? But not to put it on your page. Listen, it's not to put it on your page. Because you might be sending, yes. Because you might be sending a wrong signal. But yes, why not? You have clients, you have contacts. You might call your clients and say, come, I have this property, somebody wants me. Why, they already know that you're a realtor. So that is done. Do you understand? That's understandable. Is it clear? So I know, remember you mentioned yeah, and then yeah, and then he mentioned so when for me, right? When I say I don't do advance, you know, who 2020, right? End of 2020, November. How many years is that? 5 years. It's not even up to 5 years because it's not gotten to November yet, right? My first day was 2021. So that's end of my first day was actually end of 2020. That's around the December period. Internet is still internet that we have today. Is it not true? So it's not like it's something that happened in 1960 that you say MD that time and now is not the same. It's still the same. It's still the same. The difference is that, listen, you stick to what you know. I'm not, I think my kids do internet more than I do. My children are more, I'm not ashamed to say, I know where my strength is. You get what I'm saying? You would find your strength. See, what I do most is WhatsApp. And I gave an example the last time. I said, even my mother-in-law that is almost 80, she's very active on WhatsApp. You get what I'm saying? If my father will call me on WhatsApp, in fact, he will tell me things that are going on. So you could stay with what you know. Do you understand? Find what works for you. I think that's things I took from his training. Find your strength. What works. I had a beautiful discussion with him. In fact, let me keep that one for later. But you get what I'm saying? So don't think that that's really, maybe the internet was not as, oh, you are distracted. Send it and let them take and just pass around. You don't have to start going, into them and stuff. So please. He also mentioned, people going for events. Is the truth. I have paid for classes that I sat down in classes that I look better. But the reason why I paid for those classes is not because of course, you still learn one or two things, but it's because of the networking. Do you understand? I wanted that crowd. There are times when you have to, as a realtor, you have to be intentional about the kind of places you go to. Listen, in the US, in fact, since I joined the real estate business, I have a church, I have a family church, right? But I can wake up on a Sunday and I choose to worship anywhere. Right? And then me going there, I want to find out the departments that are active. I want to find out how, in fact, I want to do things that would make you notice me. Let me put it like that. Sometimes I tell people like I'm an introvert and I'm an extrovert. I work with the two personalities. It all depends on where I am. I'm not a social butterfly, but at the same time, I'm a social butterfly when I want to. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Because of the kind of business, and that's has come to understand about me, depends on where I am and what I want to achieve at that time. I won't just wake up and carry my bag and say, okay, let me. I have to think about where I'm going. So there are times where you intentionally just go and us. There are times where you intentionally just go for a gathering. We go out a lot. Do you get what I'm saying? Call it whatever. Show it to me, I'll go. What I need is that network. I was still a realtor when I took myself to Lagos Business School and had the honors, the OMP program. The cost itself was about 8 million. Then from there, I went to Stanford, where I paid over $5,000. It's the network of the people I met there. I'm still leveraging it today. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. There are times where you just have to be intentional about what you want. So when you go to my office and you see all those awards, they're not. Do you understand? Because you're a realtor, you can start from your local community. It could be in the church, for instance. So if before you used to shy away from coming out to drop 100K, maybe they know you that this person is always bringing 20. Now you just have to be intentional. You might not have it, but save it, put it together. And when there's a donation, 100, back. Who is this person? Do you know what? Understand? Like Mr. Justin can do advert. People like, I don't know how to do it. I'm going to learn how to do it. You get what I'm saying? But where my strength is, in the US, I go from church. When I go to any country in the US, I look for where a redeemed church is, because redeemed church is easy to find. I must meet Nigerians there. I don't know if you go and say, I must meet Nigerians there. I go there. And when I go there, in fact, one of my experiences, I stayed in a hotel for my second and my third child, my second and my third kid. I stayed in the hotel for over 6 months, or close to 6 months. And then the only socialization I got was from the church. So I was going to a redeemed church. The first Sunday I went there, I stayed in my hotel room because I stayed in the suite. I stayed in my hotel room and I made puff. You know, I know how to bake, right? Yes. The easiest thing for me to do was to do puff. I did puff. I did it. And then I did fried chicken. And I took it there for free.
Yeah, it's that strategy.
I took it there for free. I was heavy. Mind you, I was heavy. I took it there for free. Now, what was I doing? I wanted you to know me. To know me. So when they say before, when I was not a realtor, when they say first timer, I don't stand up. I don't. You will kill me. I'm a very shy person. I won't like. No, you've not seen shyness. What are you doing? Me before. If I come here and people are already here. Ask my friends when I joined P1, they'll tell you. You can't catch me. I'd rather come early and go and sit somewhere where I will not stand up. Because I can't even stand up from there. I'll pass you people and go. Hey, heaven will fall. I'm that shy. But you know, now I choose what I want to be. Are you getting the point? You would listen. If our business is not keep quiet. I went there, gave them the snacks that I made. Oh, they didn't even know that was the first thing until when they called for. Before you say Jack, I'm already heading to the front. I don't know whether they're all looking, they'll call you to come out for prayer. Yeah, I didn't wait for. And they say, this is your first time. I stood up. Before they say move, I've already gone to the. And then the person was, I don't know how whispering. That was what I brought. Because when I got there, I just asked her, who is the pastor's wife? I just got this beautiful. I've already established myself. When I say first time, I was going, she was whispering to the elders in front. Oh, you know, she's even new. Oh, she was not. She just brought something for us today. I have stop knocking. Understand? But I got up, you know, when I see that they did their paparazzi finish, I want you people to know me. I'm already a born again Christian. There's nothing going to teach me. My husband is a pastor. There's nothing you're going to tell me. I'm not here for air. I know why I'm from. You know that I'm still only thing in my head. You know what I mean? I knew why I was there. And then when I was coming, you know, going back to my city, they all stood up and they were hugging me. That's what I want. Just as close. Are you going? I'm not going. Going to where? Where am I going to? Go to the hotel. I'm not going nowhere. Sit there. To introduce myself to everybody. Oh, I am this person. You know, with my big stomach. Hey. Oh my God. That was the one for me. I did not just get orders to even make puff. That day alone, you know how many puffs order I got? I'm not kidding. People like me, if you keep me in one place to sit down, you have killed me. I can't. So in as much as I was in a place where I went there for something else, my dear, see that $10, $20, convert it. I got orders. In fact, the first order I got, I didn't even know how to do the calculation because that was not what I intended to do, right? I took myself and I bought the floor and everything. So I didn't even do any calculation. But then as a businesswoman and then someone that knows the dollar rate and blah, 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 by the time they just have to one thing, $5. And oh, really? Oh, that's nice. Okay, can we have 5 trays? 5 trays of popcorn. So the tray, this well, I said, oh yeah, okay, that's when I even gave that price, I did not do calculation. I didn't even know what I said. I just talk. This, let me just talk. And I just called the amount. And the other 5 days, I'm like, oh, that's fine, no problem. So when I got back to my hotel, I said, the calculation that, oh, what am I even doing? The pack of flour I bought was about $2. The pack of flour was about $2. I used it for the 5 tray. I still have 2 more remaining. Wow. I bought sugar. The big pack of sugar was about $1. I think how much I made. I will even do and dash them other, you still do and put plenty and give them extra. The others were coming. The day my husband found out, one day he called me and like, hey, what's up? Where are you? Come in the room. I think he saw some stain of this on my big stomach. Because I've already got a section where you will not see what's going on in this side. And then he was like, turn the camera. I said, no, what? And when he saw, he was like, can you not just rest? That's what he said. He said, can you not just rest? And I told him, you know how much I made. It's not stressful because it's making. Now, in as much as I was doing the one that was giving me daily, I got contact that I was, in fact, when I now told them, of course, in church, they will always do the fundraising, they always have one project or the other. And then it's $500, $1,000 stand up. That's the kind of thing that we're looking for. I kid you, you will use money. You cannot shy away from this. You may not have it that time. But it's by faith also. You will stand up. I think that standing up there to show that you want to even do something. God has ready to your heart. And he will provide the money for you. $500 stand up. I'm the first person to run out. And then they put you in a second. When I begin to share my contact, this is exactly who I am. So it's very, very important that you begin to establish it. Don't shy away from that. You want to go for parties? Go. Go for parties. Carry your. You're not going there because of that. Most times I go for gardening. People that know me know. I go to where I know it. Give me the food. I'll call for my driver. Call him on the phone. Come. I'm not there. I'm there because I want to network. House fellowship, don't shy away. Go. There's a cell meeting here. Go. There's a women's program here. Go. There is this here. Go. If I go to a gathering and I discover that the people here are not interested in what I want to say, you will not see me the second time. I do it also in my church. I'm not joking. If I discover that all of us that are there, it's only me that can buy what I'm selling, what am I doing there? I will not go again. I'll look for another church that can afford what I'm selling. Okay? It's not, listen. It's not, you're born again. Nobody's going to take it away from you. You're being intentional. The more money you make, the more you help the kingdom of God. You know, as you're there, once they know who you are, they don't ask you for something. Where will the something come from? And then also, he also mentioned, you see, WhatsApp. I say this in a lot. Do not. If it's on Instagram, do it. If it's on WhatsApp, do it. Form community of friends. There's something they call is it broadcast list? Broadcast list. I was taught broadcast list in the class. I didn't know it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Broadcast list. Start sieving your contacts. Start looking at them. Oh, this person looks like this person can afford 200. Let me I begin to send them messages. Know when to stop. I know when I heard you mention do not call the client more than once, more than twice. Important. You see what he said is, listen, story sells better, right? Because it's when you learn from people's experience, it's not theory. You learn from their experience. What have they done? How did they do? Mr. Justin sold smashed 5 plots. Okay. Smashed it. When you see people like that, you want to find out how. I remember was it 2022 or 2023 when a 17-year-old girl won a car, right? And she came there with her mom. I think I still have that video on my phone. She came there with her mom. And there was, everybody was celebrating. Everybody was going on the car. They were trying to. You know what I did? I went there. The person I wanted to make it sell. How? And then she mentioned to me, and she said, the video, she's in school, right? She got the flyer, and then when she got to school, she go out and she get flyer. Guess what? The number that is on that flyer is her number. Now she got somebody that called her when she was sharing flyer on the traffic, and then the person calls her and then she says to the person, "Oh, Peter, can I tell my manager all smart girl?" Smart girl. And the person was like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." So she quickly called her offline and said to the offline, that this client, blah 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 blah. I shared the information. So that client bought property. Her commission minus the car was 4.5 million. I have the video. I should still have it on my phone. I don't think I've played it. I don't play this. Her commission minus the car was 4.5 million. It's 17-year-old girl. When we gave her that car, her mom came with her. You see the mom wearing white, shiny lace, new gele, that is a new cloth. Right? And they came, the mother does not know how to drive, the girl does not know how to drive. After all the paparazzi, we look for someone in the office to help them home. When they get home, they can sort themselves out. But what's the bottom line? She was what? A 17-year-old girl. Where did she share the flyer? Traffic. On the street. On the street. Did it work for her? Yes. You think that guy is going to stop? No. The mother was weeping. Because when you see that, you know that it's not easy. You know what I mean? Yes. Now, that money that girl had made, I know that that's not her last sale. But that one that she had made alone, they can structure her school for her. It will take her, they will pay her tuition and everything for her. The girl will continue the same strategy. She didn't try to say, let me be the one to talk to the client. Don't forget, she's a small girl. But smart girl said, can I tell? When I talked the last time, I said, know when to move it away from you. Did I not mention it? Yes. Know when to pass the baton. Relay race is not won by one person. Is it not true? You have 100 miles. You have 4 people. Everybody's target is what? 100 miles. What happens? You will carry the baton. You will run. You give it to the next person. The first person will take it and do what? The next person will do what? What do all of us do? 100 miles. If you say you want to run, you might not be able to. Is it not true? But you all did it. And what will happen? Everybody gets results. Know when to move. Thank you so much.
So thank you. So let me just let me also respond to just what she said. You know, she said something. She said, especially when you're running adverts, you're going to have people reach out to you, fellow realtors. They're going to say, "Oh, we see the adverts you're running. It seems like you know how to do these things very well. Can you help me market this property? Can you help me market this property?" Now, when I get requests like that, I simply tell them, because I've made up my mind that I'm going to stick with P1. I've not exhausted the P1 option. Like, I never even finished P1, not to talk of the fact of trying to sell this company, trying to sell this company, how do you even keep up with those companies? That's another thing. So that's why I said, see, in this business in the long run, you think long term. And when you are thinking long term, it kind of gauges the way you act in the short term. Because you know that, okay, this is where I'm trying to go. I'm not saying it's bad. There are realtors that do it and they make sales. I'm not saying it's bad. But me, I tell them, unfortunately, I only do P1 properties now. Because I've not even exhausted P1 ecosystem. There is 100 million land I've not sold. You people are coming to give me, oh God, wait first. Wait, if I finish this one and I know it has finished, I'll now say, okay, we don't have properties again. So personally, that's the way I respond to that. But you can choose to respond however. So, and from time to time, even your own clients that you have sold to can tell you, okay, I have this house I want to sell. That's a different case. You can say, okay, you send it to your circle of maybe clients that you know. Then if anyone says you go and do your findings, do your check, you can still make money from there. Nobody is saying you have to be limited to the P1 ecosystem. But when you are building your brand, be very intentional. Because when you are intentional, what happens is, so in line of all of these issues that have been happening in P1, even people that have not bought from me have called me. Oga, we saw your company trending. I say, yes, what is it? You talk up, talk down, talk. When they talk finish, I'll tell you thank you. I will explain the one I can explain and I'll tell you thank you.
Sorry, what about people that will tell you that, okay, for example, you are marketing P1 products.
Okay.
And someone will call you and tell you that, I love those your products, I love the way they look, I know everything about this, your company and all of that. Please, can I be posting them and market for you? And market for you? Yes,
Yeah.
they will say for you, yes.
Yeah.
And market for you, and then at the end of the day, you settle them. You understand that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, some people will say that they want to share it as agents. Do you understand? They want to get like 50, then at the end of the day, like, no, this is not my company. This is company. Like, how will you respond to such people? Because I do have such people. That's what I'm asking.
So to answer this question, let me even tell you one recent one that happened. He saw my advert, clicked on my advert, sold his brother on the property. His brother paid. His brother now paid. It was when his brother now paid, he now sent the proof. He now told me that, okay, you will find me something. And I miss my brother. Right?
Some people say it's 50-50.
No, in those kind of cases, that's why we have recruitment. That's why we have recruitment. That's why we have recruitment.
I will soon run upstairs. This is so interesting. In that case, what would you do? You give the person 50.
Yes.
Give the person. Listen, I did not put water in my mouth when I said it.
Okay.
You can oh, please clap for him. Clap for him.
Even mention that, remember the first client I told you about that brought 3 of his friends that bought 2 plots each. I gave him 5% of every of their sales. Straight up. In fact, I told him straight up, I said, for everybody you bring me 5%. That was not the only year he brought me someone. About 3 months later, he brought me another person. About last year, he brought me another 2 people. I still gave him 5% because once those people come into my circle, they are mine.
I think this question is not well directed. Let me see ask this question again. Because what I'm asking is that some people, they want to post your product as an agent. And at the end of the day, they will tell you, I've got someone that wants to buy this product too. But this thing is agent or post 50-50.
Seller mem shows. Seller mem shows. It's the same thing. Is that not why you have team members?
Exactly.
No, hold on. Listen. Hey, Jesus Christ. You need to understand this thing. It's not a selfish business. In fact, if I have people come to me and say, Madam, I saw your post. I want to go and market this thing for you. And this is how much. You're the one that know how much your commission is. Is it not true? Do you know how many times you've had to give somebody 10%? Don't worry, I'll take 5%. Me, is if they know that it's 15%. I'll say, you know what? This is what the company pays, 7.5%. I'll give you 7%, 5%. Bring on the Madam, what do you want to do? Is it not to make sales? The reason why, listen, hey. See, it's not my class. I'm holding myself not to take it over. See, you cannot lose clients. Okay, it's 1%. Is 1% not better than none? They say I told 9 bad. There are companies that pay just 5%.
Yes.
Our high road lands, right? Properties that are above 20 million is 5% commission. Now, aside that, right? There are what did you see? Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at you. Listen, my darling. Even if it's 2.5% that is yours, you don't know who that agent is. The person sees your property and the person looks at his capacity and the person calls you. You should be grateful that they called you. The person can go to the company by themselves and register as PBU and collect the commission. What would you do? Nothing. Absolutely. For the person to call you to say, hey, I have clients that want to buy this property, but let me tell you now, 50-50. My dear, I will tell you 60-40. How many people are you bringing? Is it not business? What did you spend? What did you spend? Nothing. The flyer that they saw and called you, did you do it? Why do you think some people do wholesale business and people do retail? Where I shop, I go to the wholesale place to buy. Me, I'm a businesswoman. I may not have a shop, but that's how I buy. You know why? I have kids, right? I would rather go to the wholesale place and buy a carton of Milo than walk into the supermarket and buy 2 sachets. And in 2 days, I'm going back there again. Is it not the same money that I already have in my account? But what have I done? I have not only saved money by buying in bulk. Is it not true? I've also saved my time. So again, I would go to the petrol station and I'm filling my tank against going to buy 10K. That's except you don't have money inside that account because money will not drop in there. But when you feel it, you are filled. Is it not true? You know how long it's going to last. So when you have people call you and say they want to, you go ahead. That's 7.5% that you're going to get. Is it not better than not getting anything at all? You should happy. In fact, you should embrace those kind of people and tell them to bring their colleagues of agents. You're the realtor. Them, they are the agents. Agents come to realtor. And realtor organize them together and make your sales. The reason why we do recruitment is because it's not a selfish venture. It's not. Please, if you still have that guy's number, call him again.
I'm even going to call him now.
Please call him and renegotiate. Me, I was.
What was the time my mind was at? How will I do?
Sorry, sir.
I didn't actually.
Sweetheart, I have a client. Clients that have, of course, when I say clients, you know that are closed. Is it not true? I have a client that had bought property from me until even me, I know that the man will not finish. As in, literally, right?
Yes.
He's not finished, but then he has bought enough.
Yes.
Now, guess what the deal is? Give me your friends. The guy had brought a couple of his friends. By the time he brought, I sent him 5% of the money. He brought. He said, "Madam, what's going on?" I said, "Nothing." I said, I got commission from this one. You know that your own was the family. Do you get the gist? I said, you know, that's your own. Eh? Mhm. You know, I'm with the company. This was when I was a realtor. PBO. I'm still a PBO. Because I have to say it so that you understand. If you go and hear my track record, then you understand what I'm saying. I'm not exaggerating story. Results are there to show. Is it not true? And I said to him, I said, that once you bought, you know, that one was a family this thing. I did not earn anything. But you see, this your friends that you brought down. For some reason, you know, the company gave me 5%. I said, let me send it to you. He was like, ah, really? I said, yes. He said, wow, this woman. Ah, don't worry. That's what he said to me. The man said, oh, Oti, law. I said, no problem, sir. I started seeing sub forms, and proof of payments. The man told me, he said, you know that I'm an elderly man. I said, yes, sir. I said, there's nobody that I will call and tell them to buy that will ask any questions. And that was exactly what happened. Did I not eat 10%? He called me one time and he said his daughter had just finished school. He got her a small apartment, you know, in Lekki. I said, oh, really? By then, the man was in Port Harcourt. I said, oh, really? Where? He told me. I said, give me your daughter's number. He gave me. The incentive I got was the sales. I packed a fridge. I packed washing machine. I carried AC. I put it in Uber. I called the daughter. I said, I'm sending something to your house. I didn't go there. I said, I'm sending something to your house. He said, oh, mom, my dad told me you're going to call. I said, yes. This is the driver's number. By the time I moved those things to her house, the rest is what?
Okay, so our training has taken quite a very interesting turn, but just for you to understand the level, when I talked about that first guy, because I'll call him a young man, he's a young man that brought me 3 other people in a success within 3 days. I gave him 5% for every of those people. And my idea behind that is I consider that a marketing cost, because you have to know that if someone brings this person to buy, is now connected to you. I can call that person about updates for his property. So now I have the person's contact. And which, if I have the person's contact, you have to understand that in real estate, no customer is a one buyer customer. Every customer is more than one transaction. That's the way I analyze it. So thank you all for this training. Mr. Destiny, thank you.
Please put your hands together now. Wow. This is a 3-course meal, right? Even chop fruit on top. When I jam on a hand again now. So, Mr. Justin, we're going to plan to do a follow-up practical on this, right? Is that are we together? Yeah. So he will come and now show us practically how these things work. All right. So we're done for today. Please don't go yet. I think everyone is moving around because of the time. Okay, let's quickly take pictures before we go, please. All right, please. While we are doing that, while we are getting ready for that, have any question on